Okay, we're recording, Chairman, so whenever you are ready.
Good afternoon. The Board of Adjustment is now in session. My name is Anthony Robinson, and I will be chairing today's meeting. Attending today's virtual meeting are board members Mona Parsley, Mel DeSimone, and Jim Dallas. Also in attendance for the city is Mary Hart Burton, Zoning Administrator for the city, Andy Powers, Zoning Plan Reviewer for the city, who will represent the city in the cases we are hearing today, Andrea Gutierrez, Lead Zoning Specialist. Our attorney for the board is Mia Wood, and our court reporter is Laura Stewart. Today we will be hearing 5 cases. First, we will hear from the city's representative, who will explain why the permit could not be issued. Next, we will hear from the petitioner or the representative. Please be prepared to explain your hardship and answer any inquiries from the board. Then we will hear from those in favor of the appeal and then from those opposed. Please be concise, as testimony will be limited to 3 minutes per person. When you come online via video or telephone, please wait to be sworn in by the court reporter. Then please state your name and mailing address. To ensure proper records for our court reporter, we ask that those online or by telephone to please remain on mute. Following testimony on all of today's cases, the board will go into its deliberative portion of the hearing, at which time we will vote on all cases heard. The board will notify each applicant or their representative of its decision in about 2 weeks. You're welcome to remain during our deliberations. However, we will not hear additional testimony at that time. You may also call the lead zoning specialist, Drea, tomorrow at 314-622-3666 to learn the outcome of your appeal. Again, that number is 314-622-3666. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20635?
Appeal number 20635, 9006 Halls Ferry Road.
You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Andy Powers, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a used automobile sales with repair business at 9006 Halls Ferry Road. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the city of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of Brick Road Industries LC concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a permit authorizing the petitioner to operate an automobile sales used with repair at 9006 Halls Ferry Road in City Block 5432 is as follows. The present zoning for this address is F, Neighborhood Commercial District. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to conserve the values of property throughout the city and to protect the character and stability of residential, business, and industrial areas, and regulate and restrict the location and use of buildings, structures, and land for trade, industry, residence, and other uses, and to regulate and restrict the intensity of such uses. The applicable zoning code provisions are as follows. 26.16.010, uses prohibited. No structure or land shall be used in a use other than those permitted in the district in which such premises are located, unless such use is permitted by other provisions of the zoning code. 26.40.020, letter S, use regulations and conditional use. 26.40.020 and or 26.40.025. Use regulations and conditional uses in the F Neighborhood Commercial District do not allow this appellant's proposal as stated above. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is applying for an occupancy permit to operate a used automobile business with repair of vehicles. Automobile sales is not a permitted use within the F district. Therefore, a use variance is required for consideration. In addition, the Planning and Urban Design Agency issues a memorandum to evaluate Board of Adjustment appeals against the city's comprehensive plan. The planning staff has reviewed the appeal 20635 against the Strategic Land Use Plan, or SLOOP, the land use element of the comprehensive plan, and the Baden North Point Neighborhood Plan. The site is located within a lower intensity corridor within the 2025 SLOOP. The intent of this designation is to encourage many types of commercial activities, including automobile-related uses, as long as they remain appropriately integrated into their surrounding context and support a human-oriented pedestrian environment. The plan specifically identifies the area around Halls Ferry Circle and the adjacent Save-A-Lot as a focus area and a medium-intensity node. The vision of this node is to create a vibrant, pedestrian-friendly, commercial, and community gathering space, not a car-centric corridor. The intersection of Riverview Boulevard and Halls Ferry Road is highlighted as a high crash area on the high injury network. The plan prioritizes traffic calming and reducing reckless driving. Auto sales and body shops are inherently require multiple wide curb cuts, also known as driveways, for cars to enter and exit, which breaks up the sidewalk, increases conflict points between cars and pedestrians, and encourages faster, more unpredictable driving patterns. While the SLOOP would allow the underlying use, auto repair, the granting of the variance would not be in keeping with the goals of the neighborhood plan. Planning staff finds the request of Appeal 20635 is not in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any additional questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Bryant Jackson.
Mr. Jackson. Okay, Mr. Jackson, let's get you sworn in first.
Okay.
Mr. Jackson, this is the court reporter. Since you are calling in over the phone, can you please verbally confirm that your right hand is raised so that I may swear you in?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Bryant Jackson, mailing address 5040 Ruskin, but it is 9006 Halls Ferry Road for Brick Road Industries, LC.
Okay, proceed with your testimony.
Okay, so I never told the building inspector that I was going to be doing any repairs at that location. It's not even set up for a shop to be there. There is a garage, but it's currently occupied by a previous business that's already in that building. I do have lot space. I'm just using that area for sales of vehicles so that I can have office space for the client, whoever it may be, to come in, sign paperwork, and leave with their vehicle. Not even right across the street is another car lot in the same vicinity, like walking distance. Right across the street from the same Save-A-Lot that he's saying that is it would be a nuisance for. There's many car lots around that area So I assumed that it wouldn't be an issue. That's why I chose that location and rented out an office space in that building. I have all my credentials. I'm just waiting on my occupancy so that I can finish the inspection with the City of St. Louis Police Department and do my background check and finish my application. I've already paid for my dealer's tax, my insurance, my surety bond, everything. This is my last step. That's all I have.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Jim?
Yeah, hi, thank you very, Mr. Jackson, for appearing before the board today. So do all the other permits that you received, none of those mention repairs? So you're only looking from us just for variance for sales?
Yes, I just need occupancy so I can complete my what I have to do in order for me to gain my license to be able to go to the auctions and purchase the vehicles with a dealer's license. I've already passed all of the other inspections. The last one was the building inspection. And I literally told him that I'm not doing any repairs there. I don't have a lift there. I don't have a jack there. I don't have a drill there.
Okay, Mona, I see you got a question. Why don't you go ahead?
Sir, are you not going to make any repairs? Is that what you're stating? I just want to be clear I understand.
Yes, no repairs will be done at that location.
You have another location you do repairs at, is that correct?
Correct. I will be working on my cars myself from home in my backyard where all my stuff is. That's
What
just the
would your
location
hours
where I
of
will
operation be for the sales?
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Closed on the weekends?
Closed on the weekend.
Okay. And what about signage? Are you going to have any signage up at the location?
Yes, I will.
All right, you'll
It's
need to get a
already there.
permit. You'll need to get a permit for any signage that you put up. I just want to say that out loud for you, okay, if we decide to allow
Okay.
this. How many
Yes, ma'am.
cars do you want to have on the lot for sale at one time?
It's not a big lot. I'm only gonna have at least 3 or 4 max at a time
Four
because it's an
max.
existing business. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because if we approve this, we're gonna put that maximum on you. So I want to be clear. If you want to get more cars down the road, you'll need to come back and ask for more. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then there's going to be conditions that we typically put on car lots like this if we allow it. Okay. Can we get those conditions read, Andy?
Yeah, Dre is grabbing them now.
Dre? Okay. Sorry, Andy. Dre, someone.
I'll-
Thank you so
I'll
much.
read them. Yeah.
Now, if in these conditions that we're reading, if you have a problem with any of these, sirs, would you speak up and let's talk about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. I'll let you read those away. Thank you, sir.
Standard conditions for auto sales, new and used. Number 1, the entire parking vehicle display area on the exterior of the premises shall be paved and striped. Parking area shall be striped so as to substantially conform to the width and depth of layout standards for parking spaces as provided for in section 26.16.080, letter D of the zoning code. 2, parking lot layout shall be submitted to and approved by the zoning administrator before the building/occupancy permit is issued. Vehicles parked on lots shall be in approved parking spaces. All spaces shall be equipped with approved bollards or wheel stops so as to prohibit vehicles encroaching on public right-of-way or private property. 3, vehicles parked on lot shall be in approved parking spaces. All spaces shall be equipped. Sorry, I already read that one. Number 4, parking lot layout spaces shall be labeled vehicles for sale, customer parking, employee parking, or any other uses. If multiple businesses are on this property, spaces shall be labeled for each business separately. 5. Vehicles owned by petitioner are prohibited from being parked or sold on public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. 6. Vehicle access/egress from lot shall be only permitted utilizing established curb cuts and driveways on premises. No access or egress of vehicles shall be permitted across sidewalks or curbs. 7. The stringing of lights, flags, or streamers on the premises is prohibited. 8. Any parking area lighting shall be installed on metal or masonry poles with underground wiring and shall not exceed 22 feet in height and adjusted so that no more than 0.5 foot candles measured at grade falls on any abutting residential uses premises. These improvements shall not be installed until approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. 9. There shall be no exterior signage on installed premises until separate approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. This shall include mobile commander boards and balloons on tethers. 10. Exterior amplified intercom systems, phone ringing systems, or music systems are prohibited. 11. The existing buildings on the premises, if any, shall be completely repaired and restored pursuant to all applicable zoning and building codes. These improvements shall not be installed until approvals and permits are received from all appropriate city agencies. 12. There shall be no storage of derelict or salvage vehicles permitted on subject premises or on public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. All vehicles shall be in operable condition. 13. There shall be no vehicular, mechanical, or body repair or spray painting permitted on subject premises or on public streets, alleys, or sidewalks adjacent to this location. 14. There shall be no open storage of auto, mechanical, or body parts, batteries, tires, motor oil, or other automotive fluids, or refuse of any nature on subject premises or on public streets or alleys or sidewalks adjacent to this location. 15. There shall be no salvage of parts from vehicles on subject premises. 16. Hours of operation limited to appellant's testimony. 17. There shall be no cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing windows or doors. 18. The petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. 19. The petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers and shall be emptied on a daily basis or more if needed. If another container is needed due to the level of business, it shall also be provided. 20. There shall be no vending, ATM machines, or payphones on the exterior of the premises at any given time. 21. The premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances.
Mr. Jackson, did you have any questions about
Yes, ma'am.
any of those conditions?
The bump stop for the vehicles, the location has a gated entry with locks. Would that be
Okay.
necessary if the entry is gated?
Would you be having cars facing out at the gate entrance?
No.
Would any of the other cars be would they be facing the sidewalk in any other capacity?
No, ma'am.
Then I don't know, Anthony, would there be a need for them if they're not rolling out into the public? Because I'm looking at the lot and I don't see it in any of the pictures.
Yeah, from what I see in the photos based on the way the cars
lot.
might be situated, they wouldn't be at the street. So, um, yeah,
Doesn't look
I
like
there I there may not be a need for that item.
Okay.
Okay.
And the
Uh,
other, sorry,
Any other
I'm
questions,
sorry.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Jackson?
The lighting, um, security lights are already on the building. So would I have to install extra lighting
No, sir.
or,
It's just
okay,
talking about if you do put lighting out, what the need and what the requirements are.
okay.
Good question.
That's it.
Okay,
That's
the
all I
other
have.
thing is, and this is a question for staff, because it looks to me that the application talks about repair. Do we need to change that, or do we just say no repair is allowed?
You'll need
No
to move.
repairs allowed.
Just a second,
Sorry.
Mr.
I'm sorry,
Jackson.
Mr. Jackson. That question's not for you.
Mona,
I'm
the
sorry.
board will need to put a condition if they decide to approve this, that the applicant needs to amend this condition before the occupancy permit is issued.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Mel, it looked like you had a question.
You said earlier there's another business on this premises. Are you the only business, or is there another business there?
There is another business there.
Okay. How many cars does he park? Does he have any cars that he brings what kind of business is it?
It's a home health care company, and it's only 2 employees there, and they park right on the front.
Okay. So is there some way to distinguish between the spots they have and the spots that you have? Because we've had before where we get in a problem and then say, well, it's not my problem, it's somebody else's problem. That's not my cars, it's not my business. And we get one of those he said, she said type things. So I need to figure out how to distinguish your spots from their spots.
Well, they already understand my goal, and it's kind of a verbal mutual agreement. But if need be, I will let them know that I will be putting signs out stating where my vehicles will be, and if I need to do for them, I will also.
I think that's one of those we're probably going to look at. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that because I believe that there's 2 traffic lanes going in the same direction again towards the circle, and I think there's even a bus stop right in front of the next building. So I am a little concerned about too many people parking on the street. So once you start getting customers and having people blocking a traffic lane.
Well, oh, sorry.
No, that's for you, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, that was you. Sorry, that wasn't really a question, but it's more of a concern, Mr. Jackson.
Well, like I say, it's a gated area, so I do have keys to the gates, and the location of where they will be entering to come to my office would be on the side of the building. So they would have to drive on the parking lot in order to get to my door to come into my office. So there won't be any traffic jams right there in front of the building. They have a lot that they could park on because the location where I'm going to keep my vehicles are behind the building. And if you got the map, you can see like it's some spots right between the garage and the building. That's where the 4 vehicles will be at. So all of that other space will be an area where a client can park if they're getting a ride up there to come look at a vehicle.
Does it say
Okay.
customer parking?
I can have it say customer parking.
That would be good.
I have no problem with that. It'll be painted on the ground.
Have you talked to
I
the
think that's
alder?
a,
I'm sorry.
oh, go ahead, Bill.
Have you talked to the alder person or the neighborhood organizations about this first? You met with them, let them know what you're going to do.
I did reach out when I first heard that I had to have a hearing for zoning, and I never received a call back. I left a message for the alderwoman, and I didn't get any response.
Okay.
Mary,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Jackson, I'm looking at the pictures that are in the board's file, and I just want to make sure that I understand something. So are you going to have an office inside the structure that looks like a home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then the home healthcare business, is that inside the same structure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so do one of the businesses enter from the front door and then one of the businesses enter from what looks like a side door that maybe opens up to that gated area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Oh, one other question
Sure.
then. So, did I understand you correctly that you said you had room to park at least 12 vehicles, off
No,
public? No. Okay, how many?
4.
4, thank you. Okay, and those vehicles would be parked off the public street in the area between the garage and the structure that looks like a house but's operating as an office.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then the people in the home health care office, they don't park on site at all. They park on the street, on the public street. Is that what you testified?
Yes, ma'am. They park directly in front of the structure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Andy,
Yes, we received a letter of opposition from the alderwoman yesterday. That was not included in the file.
can you read that? Andy?
Yes. Letter of non-support for a used auto sales business at 9006 Halls Ferry Road. Dear Mrs. Gutierrez, as the elected official of the 13th Ward, speaking on behalf of the residents in the ward, I'm writing to formally express my opposition to the occupancy permit to the opening of a used auto sales business by Brick Road Industries, LLC at 9006 Halls Ferry Road. The 13th Ward is oversaturated with car lots, and we need new business ideas to offer our residents and the community at large. My priority is to support a development that enhances the neighborhood, promotes stability, and reflects the interests and concerns of the community. Unfortunately, this proposed business does not align with those goals. Please add this letter to your files until further notice. If you have any questions or would like to discuss this matter further, please do not hesitate to contact our office at 314-622-3287. Sincerely, Pamela Boyd, Alderwoman, 13th Ward.
Okay. Does the board have any further questions for the appellant?
Mr. Jackson, would
Ma'am.
you like to try to work things out with the alderwoman?
I would love to. The reason for me calling her in regards to this, which was shortly after I was told, which was like in March or early April, that I would be having a hearing this day, was to inform her that the funds that I would accumulate, I wanted to put back into the area because it's a lot of distressed homes over there, and it's a lot of people that are displaced. And I just wanted the neighborhood to look a little better. Like I've been in carpentry and doing construction for the last 30 years. I just wanted to make money to revitalize the area that I will be working in.
Okay, thank you.
But I wouldn't have a problem with. I would love to sit down with her and talk to her about that.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I don't have any more questions.
Yes, Jim.
I've got one last question. Mr. Jackson, do you own the building or is it owned by Jacqueline Pennington?
Jacqueline Pennington owns the building.
Okay, is she the home healthcare business?
Alternative Choices is the name. Yes, she's the owner of that company.
Okay, and so you'll be leasing, leasing from her.
Yes, and inside of the building, when you walk in, she occupies the main floor. There's an
Okay.
upstairs with 2 more offices, and then I will be occupying one of those offices upstairs.
Okay. All right, thank you for clarifying. That's all I have, Anthony. Thank you.
Okay. One last question, Mr. Jackson. So, based on where you intend to park the cars would not be visible from the street. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Is there
reply to that?
Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, and letter from Alderwoman Boyd that was read into the record. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, will you please read appeal number 12021?
Appeal number 12021, 931 Whitnall Avenue.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Andy Powers, zoning plan examiner for the City of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to convert a warehouse to a multifamily dwelling, zoning only per plans, located at 931 Whitnall Avenue. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of Selena LLC, care of Alex Ingham with 3D Consulting Ltd, concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a building permit authorizing the petitioner to convert a warehouse to a multifamily dwelling, zoning only per plans, at 931 Whitnall Avenue, located in City Block 2049.00. The present zoning for this address is Zone C, Multifamily Dwelling District. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to prevent additions to and alterations or remodeling of existing buildings or structures in such a way as to avoid the limitations lawfully imposed. The applicable zoning code provisions are as follows. Section 26.08.330, nonconforming use. Any building or land lawfully occupied by a use on May 25, 1950, or on the effective date of any amendment to Ordinance 45309, and which is in conflict with one or more of the regulations of the district in which it is situated. Section 26.08.420, structural alteration. Any change in the supporting members of a building, such as bearing walls, columns, lintels, beams, or girders. Section 26.16.050, changes in nonconforming use. If no structural alterations are made, nonconforming use of a building may be changed to another nonconforming use of the same or more restricted classification. Section 26.16.060, discontinuing nonconforming use. In the event a nonconforming use of any structure or premises is discontinued, or its normal operation stopped for a period of 1 year, the use of the same thereafter shall conform to the regulations of the district in which it is located. Section 26.28.060, letter A, front yard area. When 25% of a frontage within a district is improved with dwellings, and a majority of such improved frontage has an observed front yard line with a variation in depth of not more than 6 feet, no building hereafter constructed shall project beyond the average front yard line so established, except that in no event shall the front yard line be greater than 50 feet. If less than 25% of such frontage is developed, then a front yard line for such frontage shall be the same for any other frontage located within 2 city blocks as designated by house numbers in any direction from the site. If no such precedent is available, then the front yard line shall be a minimum of 10 feet, but may not be required to exceed 25 feet from the lot line at the front of the lot. Section 26.28.070, letter A and letter C, side yard. A, all detached dwelling units shall provide a side yard of 4 feet on one side and may provide no side yard on the other. All attached units shall provide a side yard of 4 feet for one end unit. The other end may provide no side yard. If a side yard is provided on both sides of an attached dwelling unit or both ends of attached units, then neither such yard shall be less than 4 feet. C, if a side yard of 4 feet is not provided as permitted above, a maintenance agreement must be granted by the owner of the property abutting that side of the lot prior to zoning approval. Section 26.28.080, letter A, rear yard. There shall be a minimum rear yard of 15 feet unless a side yard of 12 feet is provided, in which case no rear yard shall be required. Evidence of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. In summary, the applicant is applying for a building permit to convert an existing warehouse/garage building to a 4-family residential building. The permit will make structural changes to the building to accommodate vehicle parking and structural safety in the rear. The permit could not be issued due to the requirements for setbacks in the front, side, and rear yards. The side yard requirements in the C district require a maintenance agreement for buildings within 4 feet of side lot lines. Maintenance agreements have not been provided at this time. Therefore, 4 area variances are required for consideration. In addition, the Planning and Urban Design Agency of the City of St. Louis writes a memorandum for each Board of Adjustment appeal, evaluating it against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan. The planning staff has reviewed Appeal 12021 against the 2025 Strategic Land Use Plan, the land use element of the comprehensive plan. There is no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The site is located within a medium-intensity neighborhood within the 2025 SLOOP. The designation describes areas of the city that are primarily residential, with a variety of densities and scales of housing. An explicit goal of the SLOOP is to add density back into neighborhoods and encourage infill development on vacant lots. The SLOOP is agnostic to building materials, floor height, and most area regulations. The granting of this variance would be in keeping with the goals and general regulations proposed in the SLOOP. Planning staff finds the request of appeal 12021 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there any further questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Good afternoon. My name is Jamie Ingham.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ingram. Let's get you sworn in.
Raise your right hand, sir. Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, if you could state your name and mailing address for the record.
Yes, my name is Jamie Ingham. The mailing address is 1104 Wyoming Street, Missouri 63118, apartment 3.
Okay, proceed.
Right. A little bit of background, if this is helpful. I run our international development group. I've been asked to prepare a submission for zoning only for the conversion of an existing commercial building, which was in plot 931 Withnell Avenue. Basically, what we're looking at is the existing building is in pretty bad disrepair. So what we're looking at doing is repurposing and reusing the building as it stands, including alteration to provide additional accommodation. The total accommodation would be 2 two-bedroom units and 2 one-bedroom units, which will either be for sale or rental. And actually, I have to declare an interest here, they'll be for use by my family when they visit my son who lives in Wyoming Street as well. The existing building structure is unstable, and part of what we've actually prepared as a submission has identified that, and that's enclosed in the documents which we've submitted for consideration by the Board of Adjustment. The practical difficulties are identified is that the building predates the current zoning regulations and was constructed prior to the adoption of the present requirements relating to side yard and rear yard setbacks. The building therefore constitutes a lawfully established non-conforming structure and cannot reasonably comply with the current dimensional standards without substantial demolition. The design we've put together allows us to repurpose and reuse the existing building there. As at the moment, there's a public safety issue as well. The rear wall to the building is unstable, has been suffering from slippage and damage due to soil clay conditions in this area here. The building also suffered at the rear section with a fire, which has made sections of the roof, which have been repaired by the current owner to stabilize it. But as an architect, I would say that what is there is totally unsuitable from a public safety point of view. Again, the neighborhood compatibility is that the proposed rehab of an extension are consistent with the residential character of the surrounding area and will improve the property by addressing the existing deteriorated structure. Basically, we're looking for relief. The applicant, I respectfully request that the Board of Adjustment grant relief for the cited non-zoning non-compliance to permit alteration extension of the existing structure, plot 931 Withnell Avenue. Granting the relief will remove an existing structural hazard, permit rehabilitation of a fire damaged building, improve the condition of the property, support the residential character of the neighborhood as well. As part of our submission, and again, this is a zoning only application, we've also included, for the benefit of the board members, photographic records of the external building and the internal building together with plans, etc., through there. I think that really sort of covers everything that I could say at this stage, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Jim?
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you, Mr. Ingham, for joining us. I'm not sure if this is for Andy or Mr. Ingham, but Exhibit C, maybe this is just creating clarity. Exhibit C states the petitioner has provided plans for adequate parking for its 4-dwelling residential building in the rear. Does that mean, Andy, that we don't need a rear variance? Is that what that note is there for?
That is for the parking.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah, so the rear of the building is still going to be within that non-compliant rear yard zone.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I understand. Okay, thank you. No questions directly for you, Mr. Ingham.
Anthony, I have a question for the
Yeah.
appellant. On the appeal that the packet that he submitted besides what was there has drawings. I'm trying to get him to where I can read them sideways. Give me just a minute. But it says existing garage, current use for storage. And then at the bottom, it says single family dwelling, plat 931 Whitnell Street. So is this just one? I'm a little confused. Is this a multifamily or is this a single family, or what did you submit here? I'm looking at the packet that was submitted by you guys. Every one of them says single family dwelling.
If I may answer that, no, it is a multifamily or 2-family dwelling, which is in compliance with the Zone C categorization.
So there's a mistake on what you put in. Just to clarify, it says single, but it should be multi, correct?
Yes, that's correct. I think I would agree with that.
Okay, thanks, Andrew. Anthony, I just want to make sure that we were looking at the same thing.
Sure. And to clarify, it's a 2-family, not multifamily.
Yes, we perceive it as being a 2-family dwelling. If I may sort of add to this, that the part of the reason of us looking at this, my son lives in 1104 Wyoming Street, which backs onto this particular plot. We have members of the family who visit him on extended stays, which can be sort of 8 to 12 weeks at a time. And let's say putting sort of 8 to 10 people up in a hotel over that length of time is an expensive business. So hence the reason we were looking at buying this particular plot, primarily for use of the family on the extended stays over various times over the years, but also allowing the fact that we can actually rent out one of the way the design's being done, we could rent out a 2-bedroom unit or a 1-bedroom unit.
Have you spoke to the aldermen or the neighborhood organizations about this?
Yes, I did speak to the alderman's office at the end of last week. I gather the response I got from them was supportive. They said that they were going to put a letter in to that effect. I haven't seen a copy of that yet.
Andy, do we have anything from them?
From who?
It'd be Jamie Cox and Twine.
And Tweet.
Twine.
Let me check the file. Dre just walked out to verify something else.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mary.
while
Sure.
Andy's looking for that, I have just a really quick question for Mr. Ingham. Mr. Ingham, when you're finished with construction at 931 Whitnell, how many units will there be?
Mr. Ingram, you are muted.
This is the first time I've actually attended one of these meetings, so excuse me if I've not got the how the system works properly. The design is there in such a way that it could give us a 2-bedroom unit and
I
a
just need to
1-bedroom
know the
unit.
number of units.
It's a 2-family dwelling, but effectively it's 2 units.
So there will be two, because I thought I heard some testimony earlier about 4 units, but it's just 2 units.
It's 2 units, but we've shown in the design that there's flexibility, right? So you could have a 2-bedroom unit linking with a 1-bedroom unit. So it's 4. In theory, it's a difficult one to explain.
Okay.
On the ground floor, you could have a 2-bedroom unit and a 1-bedroom unit above, which are linked, right? And then above that, you've got another 1-bedroom unit and a 2-bedroom unit. So there's actually, in total, 2 units there, which will give you up to 3 bedrooms when they're combined.
Okay. Let me rephrase the question. A dwelling unit is defined in the zoning code as having a bathroom and a kitchen.
Yeah.
So how many units do you have that have their own bathroom and kitchen?
2.
2. Okay, thank you.
Also, Mr. Ingham, you did not reference the neighborhood organization. You know, this is in the Soulard Historic District. Are you, I guess you're aware of that, and have you reached out to the Soulard Restoration Group?
Yes, if I may answer that. I had a discussion brief discussion with, I think it was the chairman of the group some time ago. I mean, this was about 6 months ago on my last visit to America. It would be our intention to do that. At this stage, really what I'm trying to establish is a zoning only use. But I have had discussions with, is it Bob Ratis, who's the director in charge of cultural resources for that area. So the scheme has actually been to him to get his initial views on that. And part of that advice was in due course that we'll obviously have to make representations to the Soulard residents group.
Andy, if you want to move, if you've got an answer to the question, I'll go on.
Yeah, we received a letter from Alderman Antweef at 1:26 p.m. today. I can read it in.
Yes. Thanks,
All right.
Andy.
Letter of aldermanic support for 931 with Nell Avenue. To whom it may concern, I am writing to share my support for the zoning appeal and proposed residential development at 931 with Nell Avenue. After reviewing the project materials, I believe this proposal represents a thoughtful reuse of an existing structure and an appropriate investment in the Soulard neighborhood. The existing building is a single-story commercial garage located within a primarily residential area, and the submitted materials show a plan to repurpose the building for residential use while improving the property's appearance and relationship to the surrounding blocks. Soulard benefits when underused properties are brought back into productive use in a way that respects the neighborhood's historic character and strengthens the residential fabric of the community. I encourage your support of this request. Sincerely, Jamie Cox Antwi, Alderman, 8th Ward.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Any other board members have any questions?
I have a
No?
question for Mary. So this is a zoning only for a multifamily. Does it have any bearing on, since there's another Soulard in that area and they have their own, I guess, historical or cultural or whatever, do they have to go through there first before we can say, yes, you can put a multifamily there?
So
Can-
cultural resources approval is completely separate from zoning. You may get your zoning approval, but that doesn't give you cultural resources approval. So they'll still be reviewed by cultural resources.
Okay.
I also want to add that if you're, just because it's a zoning only, if you were to approve this today and then they came back with their full set of plans and nothing had changed, this will not come back before the board for another hearing. I thought I heard some testimony that might have led people to believe that because it was a zoning only, there would be another opportunity, but it would not come back to you if there were no changes to the plans.
So no matter what goes on with the cultural resources and stuff like that, all we're saying is you can put a multifamily there. They may come back and say no, correct?
Right. All you're doing is granting, at this time, if you grant the variance, you're granting relief from the requirements of the zoning code. But we in no way grant relief to the historic district standards. That is done through cultural resources. So if they get their approval for zoning, they still have to work with cultural resources to resolve.
Right. And we're not dependent upon them, correct?
No.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had, Anthony.
Thanks, Bill. And thank you, Mr. Ingram. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, city journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from planning and urban design, submission packet with photos submitted by petitioner, and a letter from Alderwoman Antwi that was read into the record. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Andrea, will you please read appeal number 20644?
Appeal number 20644, 2027 Salisbury Street.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Looks like my internet is slow right now. Wait just a moment. Okay. Can you hear me all right, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thanks, Laura. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Andy Powers, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to install window signage for a convenience store at 2027 Salisbury Street. I'd like to present evidence for this
I'm sorry, Andy. Were you sworn in?
appeal, photos and aerials of the property, plans for the project. I was, yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear. Should I proceed?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, the internet connection's choppy. Okay, I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The basis of denial of a building permit concerning the building commissioner's refusal to issue a permit authorizing the street, St. Louis, Missouri 63107 in City Block 116.00 is as follows. Present zoning for this address is B, two-family dwelling district. The intent of the applicable zoning provisions are to fix reasonable standards to which buildings and structures shall conform. The applicable zoning code provisions are as follows. Section 26.868.080, letter D, signs in the district A, B, C, and number, one sign for each located. Section 26.68.080, letter E, number 2, signs in zone districts A, B, C, D, and E. Letter E, permitted maximum sign area. Number 2, all other uses, total signage shall not exceed 30 square feet. Of lawful nonconformity has not been presented. But to install signage on the window permitted on a single frontage is 1. Each window sign is considered its own sign, and there are 4 windows, thereby exceeding the maximum number of signs allowed. The total signage on the Salisbury Street frontage exceeds 30 square feet. Therefore, 4 area variances are required. One for each sign that exceeds the maximum number, and 1 for total sign frontage. The Planning and Urban Design Agency has written regular course of business. The Board of Adjustment periodically hears appeals related to signage regulations. In general, the adopted elements of the comprehensive plan of the City of St. Louis, including the strategic land use plan and neighborhood plans, do not address signage and have no recommendations. Thus, staff and the Planning Urban Design Agency elects not to make a finding for signage variances unless certain special circumstances or site conditions warrant attention. In review of Appeal 20644, Planning and Urban Design staff have determined that the special circumstances which would warrant further scrutiny of the proposed signage have not been met. Therefore, no finding of conformity with adopted plans has been made. Are there any additional questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Adjustment. This is
Good,
regarding,
good
oh,
afternoon, and we need to get you sworn in.
yes, absolutely.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Thank you.
Okay, if you could state your name and mailing address for the record.
Absolutely. My name is Fatima Mohammed. My mailing address is 3725 North 20th Street, St. Louis, Missouri 63107.
Proceed.
Again, thank you to all the members of the Board of Adjustment for the opportunity to appear before the board regarding appeal number 20613 concerning the occupancy permit for Be Well Cafe and Market, and appeal number 20644 concerning the revised sign permit application for 2027 Salisbury in Hyde Park. First and foremost, I would like to express my appreciation to the board, the building division, and all involved parties for their time, consideration, and continued commitment to ensuring that development within the Hyde Park neighborhood is thoughtful, compliant, and beneficial to the surrounding community. I fully understand and respect the responsibility of the board in upholding the zoning code and protecting the integrity of our neighborhoods as Hyde Park continues to revitalize its efforts. As at the December 17th, 2025 hearing concerning appeal number 20612, the board considered whether the addition of a market component to Be Well Cafe and Market would violate the zoning code. During that hearing, board members Dallas made a motion to table the matter for up to 90 days to allow the petitioner the opportunity to apply for a sign permit and address outstanding concerns raised during those proceedings. I sincerely appreciate that opportunity and have worked diligently since that time to comply with all requested requirements and concerns raised by the city and board. In preparation for this hearing, I am submitting current pictures of the Be Well signage, revised sign concept design specifically to comply with the current sign ordinance requirements, proposed signage conceptions that align with the pending Hyde Park neighborhood plan recommendations for the Salisbury corridor, the Hyde Park plan zoning recommendations, interior photographs of Be Well Cafe and Market, and letters of support from the aldermen as well as residents. I also want to respectfully address several questions that arose during the board members at the previous hearing on December 17th, which unfortunately were discussed after my testimony had concluded, at which time I was not allowed to answer at that time. To clarify for the record, Be Well Cafe and Market has contracted private refuse services for waste removal. We have contracted professional extermination services. Our current operating hours are Thursday and Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. There is no alcohol or cigarettes sold or permitted on our premises. Be Well is a no-fry cook cafe operation. There is no outdoor seating associated with 2027 Salisbury. I also respectfully wish to clarify the characterization of Be Well as a convenience store. While certain packaged products and grab-and-go items are available for customers, the term convenience store does not accurately reflect the nature, the mission, or the operation of the Be Well market. Be Well is more appropriately described as a neighborhood specialty foods market, a health-focused market, a curated retail space featuring local entrepreneurs, farmers, and artisans, a community-centered wellness and food access initiative. Our inventory consists largely of specialty and health-conscious products, local and regional goods, artisan-made products, fresh and local prepared food offerings, carefully curated hand-picked selections not commonly associated with traditional convenience stores. The overall operation is much more aligned with modern neighborhood cafe market concepts seen through the city of St. Louis. Some of those examples could be the Cobblestone located at 701 North 4th Street and A.O. and Company Market and Cafe located at 1641 Tower Grove Avenue, which similarly combine cafe services, curated retail offerings, specialty grocery items, and neighborhood oriental experiences. The response from the community has been overwhelmingly positive and encouraging. Residents, visitors, local organizations, and supporters from across the city have embraced Be Well. It represents something much larger than simply a retail operation. It is an investment in a neighborhood wellness, local entrepreneurship, food access, and positive activation within Hyde Park. Be Well contributes to the increased access to healthier food options, support for local farmers and makers, small business incubation opportunities, neighborhood stabilization and revitalization, and positive economic activity along the Salisbury corridor. Importantly, the Hyde Park Neighborhood Association, the Neighborhood Planning Committee of the City of St. Louis, and Urban Designs both are currently working to advance our updated neighborhood plan and zoning recommendation for Salisbury Street with the vision of strengthening and revitalizing the corridor through thoughtful mixed-use and neighborhood-serving development. Be Well Cafe and Market strongly aligns with these goals and demonstrates the types of investments residents have expressed interest in supporting. Regarding the sign permit, it is my understanding that if the signage is modified in accordance with the current ordinance requirements concerning sign count and square footage, there should be no additional issues. If there are, of course, I am able and willing to address those. In good faith, the revised sign concepts that have been prepared to comply with the current ordinance while also reflecting the future vision contemplated within the proposed Hyde Park Neighborhood Plan recommendations. Throughout this process, I have made every effort to work collaboratively with the city, comply with the requested modifications, and respond respectfully to all concerns raised. I believe Be Well Cafe and Market represents a positive, community-centered investment for Hyde Park and North St. Louis. I'm excited about what Be Well has already brought to the community and even more hopeful about what it can continue to become. For those reasons, I respectfully request that the board reverse both appeals and approve appeal number 20613 and appeal number 20644, and direct that the occupancy permit and building permit be issued for Be Well Cafe and Market at 2027 Salisbury Street. Thank you again for your time, consideration, and service to the city of St. Louis. Respectfully submitted, Fatima Muhammad.
Any board members have any questions?
I do, Anthony. Thank you.
Yep.
Ms. Muhammad, thank you very much for appearing again before the board. I remember our meeting back in December. Andy and or Mary, just trying to focus on just this particular 20644. So is the issue at hand whether we grant a variance for the existing signage or whether we require that they modify the signage to fit based on the drawings that Ms. Muhammad has submitted, or are those just the two choices that we have when we go to deliberation? You're still on mute, Mary.
Oops. What you're considering here is the sign package. I am assuming that what she has provided that's in your package is the signage that she wants. So that's what you're approving. Is that what you're asking?
Well, do we have the choice to give her the variance for the existing signage so that she doesn't have to move forward with revising the signage?
Yes, you could do that. Right. Remember that she came before you first because she was here for, I believe it was a occupancy permit. And it was during that time that we discovered there was an issue with the sign. So then the board continued it to allow her to clean up the signage issue, which is what she's here to do today. So you could grant what she's presented, or you could just give her a variance to keep what she has. Okay.
Ms. Muhammad, would you have a preference over those two choices?
Well, I would be open to either or, as long as it doesn't entail me having to come before you lovely people again. That's my only concern. I just, and the reason that it's kind of up in the air is because I do have a facade grant. And so I know that the plan is to replace some of the glass. So whatever I am charged to do, whether that be to put it exactly back like it is, or to put the proposed signage that I've presented, either way works for me.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other board members have any questions?
I would like to ask if it's possible to have the letters of support read into the record. Is that possible?
They are part of the record.
They are part of the record, and so no, we will not read them into the record.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Yes, I can always have something to say in support of positive economic development in Hyde Park.
Okay, so Miss Dennis, we need to get you sworn in before you start testifying.
Okay.
Miss Dennis, are you calling in over the phone?
No, I'm not. I'm on my laptop and I'm coming from water aerobics, so here I am.
Okay. Please raise your right hand.
Left, right.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Dennis, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Regina Dennis, 3920 North 19th Street, St. Louis, Missouri, 63107. That's in Hyde Park.
Okay, proceed.
Okay. Thank you for the committee for allowing me to express my support for the occupancy permit for Be Well Cafe. My name is Regina Dennis, and I'm also a part of the neighborhood association and as well as a member of the planning committee. And I've been involved in the neighborhood planning our strategic plan for Project Connect for the past 3 years. And I've sat in a number of meetings where we've talked about zoning and, more importantly, what we want to do for the Salisbury corridor and what we need to do in our neighborhood to promote economic development and transformation. And one of the key things that we've been working, there are 2 areas we've been working on. The first one is housing, to increase the housing in the area. And the second one is the activities on Salisbury. And it has been really challenging to attract businesses into our area. And so for that reason, we're very, very pleased to see the Be Well Cafe and to support the Be Well Cafe in its activities that is promoting to promote healthy living and healthy foods and a healthy environment. So all in all, we're hoping that this committee will help us by facilitating an approval and issue an occupancy permit that would allow that business, a much needed business in that area, to continue. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you. Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Dennis. Mr. Eller, are you here to testify in favor of this appeal?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have video?
I do.
There you go. Thank you. Let's get you sworn in.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Okay. I'm Doug Eller. I live at 3925 North 20th Street in Hyde Park neighborhood, St. Louis, Missouri. And I would like to also support the variance, because one of the things that is a challenge along Salisbury is seeing that the different, what's really there. We have a huge amount of traffic on Salisbury of people going on to the McKinley Bridge and also connecting up with Highway 70. People zoom along there. There's I think one stop sign, and it's nowhere near where the Be Well Cafe is. And we really need some signage that is as bold as possible to be able to bring in customers. This is my opinion as a customer, to Be Well Cafe, so that it can be utilized the way that it was designed. And so I'm for that signage, and for sure, because it's really important to be able to let people know that there is a business there, and that people need to be able to stop and if they need something from the market. I think that's it.
Okay. Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Eller. Mr. Griggs, are you testifying in favor?
Yes, I had some technical difficulties, but
okay.
I would just like to support.
So, Mr. Griggs, we have to get you sworn in before you can make any statement.
Please raise your right hand, sir. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I swear.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
My name is Curtis Griggs, and my mailing address is 3706 Natural Bridge, St. Louis, Missouri, 63107.
Proceed.
I just wanted to come in support of the signage regarding with Be Well Cafe. As it stands, I work at SLDC, and I am the project manager for the neighborhood plans that do include Hyde Park. And one of the goals that we have been working with our Hyde Park neighborhood community members and residents is to identify objectives to highlight, one, Salisbury Street as a corridor, and then also attract more businesses, as well as making Salisbury Street and Hyde Park in general safer and more attractive to residents and business owners. So I definitely say that this motion definitely falls in line with the objectives of the neighborhood plan to support and strengthen the business opportunities for Hyde Park. And Be Well Cafe is a great example and representation of what we need to see more of in that neighborhood. So I just want to let you all know that as the plan, we are moving through adoption for the city. This falls right in alignment with what we've got from community engagement and what we've been working with to the plan to kind of see these types of things happen in Hyde Park. and I'll finish there.
Any board members have any questions? Thanks, Mr. Griggs. Mr. Bimberg,
Yes.
let's get you sworn in.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Sure. It's Max Bemberg, 4266 Russell Boulevard, St. Louis, Missouri, 63110.
Proceed.
Thanks again to the board for everyone's time today. I think Ms. Mohammed said it well, and I appreciate also I want to echo again the comments of Curtis and Regina, and just state my support for the signage here at the Be Well Cafe and all the great work that Ms. Mohammed is doing in the community. And I'm the architect on the project and have been working with Fatima for many years now on getting this project through, and would just appreciate the board's would appreciate their time today, but would appreciate your support in approving this variance to allow the signage. So thank you for your time.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Bimberg. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Alderman, let's get you sworn in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Alderman Rasheen Aldrich, mailing address 1200 Market, room 230.
Proceed.
First and foremost, I want to thank the Board of Adjustment, all the members here, as well as the zoning staff. Always good to see Miss Mary Hart Burden. I just want to go on record. I know I submitted a document already. It's quite long in support of the Be Well Cafe, either if it's the sign variance or permanent signage, whatever, so that this cafe, and I think Ms. Mohammed spoke very highly about it, it's a very community-centered space. It is definitely in the Hyde Park area as we continue to try to look to bring development. It is a positive look within the neighborhood. Fatima is very community-driven and has worked directly with the Hyde Park neighborhood on this cafe, and always is supportive of the neighborhood association. If we have cleanups or whatever events is going on in the community, always open up her doors at Be Well Cafe to make sure the community have a safe place, but also a space where we can just commute and have a cafe like Be Well in our neighborhood, which we don't have many of those in North St. Louis. So just want to go in full support, like I say, whatever the ruling is, so that Ms. Mohammed don't have to come back in front of you all and maybe pay another $200, but so that she can get what she need to continue to open up with the signage. And then I'm not sure if this is the same place, but also be able to get that occupancy permit to continue to do the great work that she's doing on behalf of the residents of the Hyde Park neighborhood. So thank you all for your time.
Any board members have any questions? Thanks, Alderman. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, city journal, public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from planning and urban design, Hyde Park location-specific zoning recommendation submitted by petitioner. Email submitted by petitioner from Permit Alerts. Letter of support from Alderman Rasheen Aldridge. And a letter of support from Donna Lindsay. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20613?
Appeal number 20613, 2027 Salisbury Street.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Andy Powers, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to add convenience store to existing cafe at 2027 Salisbury Street. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the property, plans of the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. The proceedings of Board of Adjustment Appeal 20613 for occupancy permit application AOP 12846-25, 2027 Salisbury Street. Dear Gloria Fatima Mohammed Hardin, on December 17th, 2025, the Board of Adjustment of the City of St. Louis met to hear appeal number 20612 pursuant to section 26.84.040 of the zoning code concerning the building commissioner's determination that it would violate the zoning code to allow the petitioner to add a convenience store to their existing cafe, no cooking, no liquor, and no outside seating at 2027 Salisbury Street. On December 17th, 2025, Board Member Dallas made a motion to table appeal number 20613 for up to 90 days to allow the petitioner to apply for a sign permit for any existing unpermitted signs on the property. Board Member Hitt seconded the motion. The motion was passed by a unanimous vote of the board. The hearing will be rescheduled at a later date, and you will be notified at that time. By order of the Board of Adjustment, signed Andrea Gutierrez, lead zoning specialist. In summary, the applicant is applying for an occupancy permit to operate a convenience store in addition to an existing cafe. The Board of Adjustment heard this appeal on December 17th, 2025, and decided to table the appeal for up to 90 days to allow the petitioner to apply for sign permit for any existing unpermitted signage on the premises. The applicant has since applied for said signage permit. The original application, AOP 12846-25, could not be issued because the convenience store is not a permitted use within the B zoning district. Are there any questions from the board?
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Ms. Mohammed, we will need to get you signed in again, or sworn in again, sorry.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I affirm.
Thank you.
And again, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Fatima Mohammed, 3725 North 20th Street, St. Louis, Missouri, 63107.
Proceed.
I will reread the same letter so that I guess it would be for the record. Unless you can just relay that information over. I want to be cognizant of everyone's time. So which would you prefer that I do?
I personally prefer you didn't, but for the record, you would have to read it again.
All right. Dear members of the Board of Adjustment, thank you for the opportunity to appear before the board regarding appeal number 20613 concerning the occupancy permit for Be Well Cafe and Market, and appeal number 20644 concerning the revised sign permit application for 2027 Salisbury Street in Hyde Park. First and foremost, I would like to express my appreciation to the board and the building division and all involved parties for their time, consideration, and continued commitment to ensuring the development within our neighborhood that is thoughtful, compliant, and beneficial to the surrounding community. I fully understand and respect the responsibility of the board in upholding the zoning code and protecting the integrity of our neighborhood as Hyde Park continues its revitalization efforts. At the December 17th, 2025 hearing concerning appeal number 20612, the board considered whether the addition of a market component to Be Well Cafe and Market would violate the zoning code. During that hearing, Board Member Dallas made a motion to table the matter for up to 90 days to allow the petitioner the opportunity to apply for a sign permit and address outstanding concerns raised during the proceedings. I sincerely appreciate that opportunity and have worked diligently since that time to comply with all requested requirements and concerns raised by the city and board. In preparation for this hearing, I am submitting current pictures of Be Well signage, revised sign concept design specifically to comply with the current sign ordinance requirements, as well as proposed signage concept aligned with the pending Hyde Park Neighborhood Plan recommendations for Salisbury Corridor, the Hyde Park Neighborhood Plan zoning recommendations, interior photographs of Be Well Cafe and Market, and letters of support from Alderman Aldridge and other residents. I also want to respectfully address several questions that arose among board members during the previous hearing, which unfortunately were discussed after my testimony had concluded, at which time I was not allowed to answer. To clarify for the record, Be Well Cafe and Market has contracted private refuse services for waste removal. Be Well Cafe and Market has contracted professional extermination services. Our current operating hours are Thursday and Friday, 11 a.m. until 6 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. There is no alcohol or cigarettes sold or permitted on the premises. Be Well Cafe is a no-fry, no-cook cafe operation. There is no outdoor seating associated with 2027 Salisbury. I also respectfully wish to clarify the characterization of Be Well as a convenience store. While certain packaged products and grab-and-go meals are available for customers, the term convenience store does not accurately reflect the nature, mission, or operation of Be Well Cafe and Market. Be Well is more appropriately described as a neighborhood specialty foods market, a health-focused market, a curated retail space featuring local entrepreneurs, farmers, and artisans, a community-centered wellness and food access initiative. Our inventory consists largely of specialty and high health-conscious products, local and regional goods, artisan-made products, fresh and prepared food offerings, carefully curated hand-picked selections not commonly associated with traditional convenience stores. The overall operation is much more aligned with a modern neighborhood cafe/market concept seen throughout the city of St. Louis. Examples include businesses such as the Cobblestone, located at 701 North 4th Street, and A.O. and Company Market and Cafe, located at 1641 Tower Grove Avenue, which similarly combines cafe service, curated retail offerings, specialty grocery items, and neighborhood-oriented experiences. The response from the community has been overwhelmingly positive and encouraging. Residents, visitors, local organizations, and supporters from across the city have embraced Be Well because it represents something much larger than simply a retail operation. It is an investment in the neighborhood wellness, local entrepreneurship, food access, and positive activation within Hyde Park. Be Well continues to increase access to healthier food options, support local farmers and makers, small business incubating opportunities, neighborhood stabilization and revitalization, positive concepts, and economic activity along the Salisbury corridor. Importantly, the Hyde Park Neighborhood Association, the Neighborhood Planning Committee, and the St. Louis Neighborhood Plan Division is currently advancing updated neighborhood planning and zoning recommendations for the Salisbury Street corridor, with the vision of strengthening and revitalizing the corridor through thoughtful mixed-use neighborhood serving development. Be Well Cafe and Market strongly aligns with those goals and demonstrates the type of investments residents have expressed interest in supporting. Regarding the sign permit application, it is my understanding that if the signage is modified with the current ordinance requirements concerning sign count, sign footage, there should be no remaining issues with approval. In good faith, revised sign concepts have been prepared to comply with the current ordinance while also reflecting the future vision contemplated within the proposed Hyde Park Neighborhood Plan recommendations. Throughout this process, I have made every effort to work collaboratively with the city, comply with requested modifications, and respond respectfully to all concerns raised. I believe Be Well Cafe and Market represents a positive community-centered investment in Hyde Park and North St. Louis. I am excited about Be Well, what Be Well has already brought to the community, and even more hopeful about what it can continue to become. For those reasons, I respectfully request that the board reverse both appeals and approve appeal number 20613 for the occupancy permit and appeal number 20644 for the sign permit, and direct that the occupancy permit and building permit be issued for Be Well Cafe and Market at 2027 Salisbury Street. Thank you for your time and consideration and service to the city. Respectfully submitted, Fatima Muhammad. And if I may, I would like to also include that I think some of you have come by and actually seen Be Well. If you haven't, I invite you to do so. But again, we are not just your regular 7-Eleven convenience store. We are more community focused, community engaged, and our products emulate, stimulate, and support the community. So with that, I'll turn it back over. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to address them. And again, thank you so much for the opportunity to come before you today.
Any board members? Yes, Mel.
Ms. Muhammad, did you say your hours were Monday, Thursday and Friday, or Monday through Friday?
Thursday and Friday from 11 to 6, and Saturdays from 10 to 4.
Could you ever see expanding those to another days?
I would hope that we could, as the business,
The reason I'm saying is if we expand your hours now, say Monday through Friday, and you don't open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's your option. But if you decide later on you want to do that, then you have to come back, pay $200. You have to come back in front of us. So if we just say Monday through Friday, 11 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 4, then it's done, correct?
yes, sir, that would be amazing.
Okay, thank you. I missed out the first time around. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
Yes, Jim.
This may be just a question for Andy and Mary. So I seem to recall back in December, we had read to Ms. Muhammad a list of potential conditions. Do we need, can we stand on that reading, or do we need to reread those potential conditions?
That's completely up to the board. If you want us to reread them, we can.
So Ms. Muhammad, often when we approve these, we sometimes put a list of conditions, and we like to read those to the appellant to see if there are any problems with any of the conditions that we might put into the approval. So Anthony, I know we've been spending a little time between this and the previous appeal, but I'd like to go ahead and have them reread again.
Sure.
Okay, I will go ahead and read them. Just to clarify, these are the standard conditions for a convenience store. Number one, hours of operation shall be limited per appellant's testimony. 2, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain the entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. There shall be no selling of liquor, alcohol, or non-intoxicating beer on the premises at any given time. 4, there shall be no cooking on the interior or exterior of the premises at any given time. 5, there shall be no sale of items that can be used or intended for use as drug paraphernalia, as defined in Ordinance 68404 or its successor ordinances, including but not limited to food scales, glass tubes, disposable lighters with pop-off tops, steel scrubbing pads, and screen, rolling papers, ephedrine or pseudoephedrine, diet supplements, sleep aids, bath salts, or other substitutes for illegal drugs. In addition, there shall be no sale of cigars, cigarillos, or commonly used or adapted for use involving a controlled substance, for which examples of which include, but are not limited to, the following: Phillies, Dutch Masters, White Owls, Wisher Sweets, Splitterillos, Backwoods, Optimo, Garcia y Vega, and Game. There shall be no loitering, for which the petitioner must post a no loitering sign and enforce it. 7, there shall be no vending, ATM machines, or payphones on the exterior premises at any given time. 8, the petitioner must apply for and receive a permit from the City of St. Louis Building Division before posting signage, and the signage must be professionally prepared and approved by the Office of the Zoning Administrator before being installed. 9, there shall be no temporary signage on the premises or posted to the exterior or interior of windows or doors of the establishment at any given time. 10, the petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers. If another container is needed due to the level of busyness, it shall also be provided. 11, all windows and doors must have no boards, mesh grates, materials, or coverings of any kind. Windows and doors may have proper blinds or curtains on the inside of windows. 12, over-the-counter medications shall be sold in original packaging only and in accordance with all applicable laws. There shall be no sale of over-the-counter liquid medications in individual doses or servings. 13, there shall be no cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing windows or doors. 14, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances. That is all the standard conditions.
Ms. Mohammed, do you have any issues with any of the standard conditions?
I do not.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Ms. Mohammed.
Any other questions for the appellant? Thank you, Ms. Mohammed. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Ms. Dennis, let's get you sworn in.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just want to reiterate what I mentioned.
I'm sorry, Ms. Dennis, we need you to give your name and mailing address again for the record.
Regina Dennis, 3920 North 19th Street, St. Louis, Missouri, Hyde Park. And okay, I just want to reiterate what I had mentioned earlier. I provide full support to the Be Well Cafe because it provides the services and it concurs with the items which we have identified in our neighborhood plan. We've been working on the plan for 3 years, and we have identified the corridor on Salisbury Street as one of our main areas for development. Be Well Cafe is one of the first businesses to invest in some development on our area. So we're looking forward and hoping that this committee will approve in a timely manner and issue the ordinance so that our occupancy permit, so that Be Well Cafe can continue to serve and stand as a model that would attract other businesses in our much needed area. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any board members have any questions? Mr. Eller.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. My name is Doug Eller. I'm at 3925 North 20th Street in Hyde Park. And there is no other place in Hyde Park or within walking distance or without driving several miles to be able to get the quality items that are being sold at Be Well. Just even things like honey, fresh vegetables, eggs. There isn't any other place. And so to be able to have something like this in Hyde Park is very, very important to the integrity of the health of the neighborhood. And so I support what you all call the convenience store, but as Fatima defined it, it's really much more than that. It's really a big support to not only the health of people, but even a consciousness raising of people that go into the market as to what kind of items can be in their home and help them live healthy lives. That's it.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Mr. Eller. Is there anyone else here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Hearing none, I will read into the record exhibits. Certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board, basis of denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, letter of support from Alderman Rasheen Aldridge, letter of support from Donna Lindsay, treasurer and board member and Hyde Park resident, Hyde Park Neighborhood Association, community support petition for Be Well Market submitted by petitioner, copy of proceedings from December 17th, 2025, notice letter from June 10th, 2026, City Journal public notices for June 10th, 2026, photographs for June 10th, 2026, Sanborn maps for June 10th, 2026, memo from Planning and Urban Design, neighbors support signatures, 8 pages of photos submitted by petitioner, and a letter of support from Donna Lindsay. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. Drea, will you please read appeal number 20634?
Appeal number 20634, 4661 Virginia Avenue.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good afternoon, board members. My name is Andy Powers, zoning plan examiner for the city of St. Louis, representing the building commissioner. I'm here to present evidence of an appeal to operate a convenience store at 4661 Virginia Avenue. I'd like to present as evidence for this case photos and aerials of the property, plans for the project, and a certified copy of the City of St. Louis zoning ordinance. A letter of denial from the Board of Public Service, Wednesday, March 18th, 2026, addressed to Al Shemasawi, Saeed, Virginia Market and Grill LLC at 4661 Virginia Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri 63011. Dear Al Shemasi, Dear Al Shemasawi, Saeed, at its meeting of Tuesday, March 17th, 2026, the Board of Public Service voted to deny approval of application number 132996, Virginia Market and Grill LLC, care of Al Shemasawi Saeed to occupy 4661 Virginia Avenue as a convenience store by reason of the fact that the use will be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare, and will cause serious injury to the neighborhood, to neighboring properties by hindering their use and reducing or impairing property values. Should you feel aggrieved in your decision, you may appeal this denial within 30 calendar days of this notice to the Board of Adjustment, room 400, City Hall. If you wish, you may file an application for appeal by bringing this letter and a payment of $200 to the Board of Adjustment. For your convenience, you may appeal this decision by going online to www.stlcitypermits.com and just click on the customer payment button and enter the invoice information below. Then select the date of your hearing if you're able to attend. Additional information will be included on the receipt that you can print. Your receipt will be sent via email as well. Give an invoice number and PIN number. If you have questions relating to the procedures on the appeal, please contact the zoning office at 314-622-3666. Denied by order of the Board of Public Service, Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Yours truly, signed Michelle Knox, Secretary, Board of Public Service. In summary, the applicant is appealing the denial of a conditional use permit from the Board of Public Service to operate a convenience store by reason of the fact that the use will be detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare, and will cause serious injury to the neighborhood by hindering use and impairing property values. A conditional use was initially required for this application due to the regulations in the F district. Due to the use regulations in the F district. Additionally, the Planning and Urban Design Agency of the City of St. Louis has written a memorandum for this Board of Adjustment appeal, reviewing it against the strategic land use plan and relevant neighborhood plans. Planning staff has reviewed appeal 11993 against the strategic land use plan, SLOOP, the land use element of the comprehensive plan. There is no adopted neighborhood plan covering this location. The site is located within a medium intensity corridor within the 2025 SLOOP. This designation encourages active ground floors with many types of commercial activities and community serving businesses. The granting of this variance would be in keeping with the designation's intent of attracting and maintaining new active uses that support a pedestrian-oriented environment. That said, neighborhood planning is actively underway in this area. It is possible that the eventual plan to be adopted sometime next year may have a different recommendation for this use at this location. Adopted neighborhood plans are co-equal with the SLOOP, So while the underlying use, convenience store, is in keeping with the sloop, staff encourage the board to duly consider resident input and compliance with the community enacted special use district. Planning staff finds the request of Appeal 20634 is in keeping with the city's comprehensive plan. Are there further questions from the board? I guess I would like to add, I believe that initial appeal number that I read is incorrect. 11993. This is in the letter from the Planning and Urban Design Agency.
Okay, let's hear from the appellant. Is Mr. Saeed not here?
Saeed, if you are here to testify, if you're on the phone, it's *6 to unmute.
Hello. Yeah, this is Saeed Ashimetawi.
Okay, Saeed, let's get you sworn in.
Sir, since you're calling in over the phone, this is the court reporter, by the way. Can you please verbally confirm that your right hand is raised so that I may swear you in?
Yes, I do.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
My name Saeed Ashimetawi. My store, the address 4661 Virginia Avenue, 63111. And I'm trying to open the business back again. It was over 2 years. It's been closed because the old tenant he did some stuff in the business. That's why the city hall they closed it. It's over the tax. He didn't pay the tax, or he sell the cigarette and cigar. And he already signed he's not supposed to. Okay, that's what I know. That's why they closed it. And he said he didn't pay me the rent. I kicked him out by the order from the attorney. The judge he's not more run the business and stay in the apartment. Stay in the store anymore. From that time to this time, the store is closed, and I clean it and everything. I'm trying to open it the convenience store. There is no convenience around my building. I'm trying to sell fried chicken, all the kind of food. And the deli sandwich, and deli sandwich, and chips and soda, and juice and water, and everything. All the food. That's all what I'm trying to sell with the detergent or some cleaner stuff. That's all I'm trying to I'm trying to help the neighborhood. Okay, that's what I mean. What I do. And yesterday they are come to me to the building. There is 4 of them. The one of them was his name Nathan. He says I'm attorney. They says why you are open the business here because you are not staying in the neighborhood. So why do you open the store? I said, well, this is my property, and I want to open it. So what's wrong with that? And they said we closed it last time, and we're gonna close it this time. This time if it's open. So it's like they threatened me, guys. Okay. That's what I said, and. I got people. They live in upstairs, wife and husband, and they got two kids in the college. They park them cars on Itasca Street. It's not in the front of on Virginia, and there is no any problem. And it was in the past. There's a problem over from the building. Across the street from my building is a 3310 Itasca. It was gangster and drugs and prostitutes, whatever. But it's no more because somebody is by the building and fixed it, and they live a family on it, and there is no problem. And it was anything is good. That's all I will try to say.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I have concerns. We spent a very long time working with you prior and the prior renter, and you did nothing to help us. What steps are you, let me finish. What steps are you taking with the new tenant? Because you're not running the business, you're leasing it out. What steps are you taking to assure the residents and other business owners that we're not going to have a big problem again?
I'm gonna hire security on my business, okay, and the owner of the building. That's why I'm gonna open the store back again.
You are going to run the business? Answer the question.
Yes,
are you running the business?
Yes, ma'am. I'm running the business.
You are not leasing it out to someone else?
No.
Are you hiring a manager?
Yes, I'm gonna hire the people, the cooking people, and on the cash register, and there is I got people work with me. Yes.
What security company are you hiring?
With the company. I have no idea about the companies, but I'm gonna find security for it, because that's first time I'm gonna.
You don't have any idea is not a good answer. Makes me think you're gonna hire some blow Joe on the street and call him security. That doesn't work for me. No, that doesn't work.
We're gonna through the company, ma'am.
What are the hours you expect us to give you?
The hours are from 8 to 8, and Sunday from 9 to 6.
On Sunday?
Yes, ma'am.
So are the 8 to 8 hours Monday through Saturday then, or I'm just trying to follow the hours
Yes, ma'am.
through the week? So 8 to 8 Monday through Saturday, and then what was the difference on Sunday?
9 to 6.
9 to 6. Thank you.
The residents seem to have issues with the people living upstairs. You're telling me there are only 4 people living upstairs?
Yeah, that's what I know. The wife and husband and 2 boy and girl. And there is another girl. She got another girl, but she's traveled to her country. So
How many people live upstairs?
4 now.
Anything else, Mom?
I didn't hear.
8.
No, just
I'm sorry. I don't know if my internet is bad, but I still didn't hear an answer.
What was the question?
How many people live upstairs?
Yeah, he said 4.
I said 4, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all I have at the moment.
Any other board members have any questions?
And they told me, we want you to sell the building. I said, I don't want to sell it. This is my building. I want to keep it.
I don't know if anybody else got that, but it was breaking up for me, so I didn't really understand what the comment was.
Yeah, his last comment was they asked him about selling his building, but it's his building and he doesn't want to sell it.
Okay, thank you. I didn't get that at all.
Okay. Any other board members have any questions? Hearing none, let's
Well,
see.
Anthony, I'm sorry, but similar to the previous case, should we read in the potential standard conditions?
We absolutely can.
And I have the people.
Mr. Shamasawawi, this is one of the board members. We're going to read you a list of potential standard conditions, and we need you to listen to them and see if you have issues with any of them, please.
Okay.
These are the standard conditions for convenience stores. Number 1, hours of operation shall be limited to petitioner's testimony. 2, the petitioner shall provide a commercial dumpster and establish a trash removal contract through a private source for regular pickups and maintain entire premises in a clean and orderly appearance at all times. 3, there shall be no selling of liquor, alcohol, or non-intoxicating beer on the premises at any given time. 4, there shall be no cooking on the interior or exterior of the premises at any time. 5, there shall be no sale of items that can be used or are intended for use as drug paraphernalia, as defined in Ordinance 68404 or its successor ordinances, including but not limited to food scales, glass tubes, disposable lighters with pop-off tops, steel scrubbing pads and screens, rolling papers, ephedrine, pseudoephedrine, diet supplements, sleep aids, bath salts, or other substitutes for illegal drugs. In addition, there shall be no sale of cigars, cigarillos, commonly used for or adapted for use involving a controlled substance, examples of which include but are not limited to the following: Phillies, Dutch Masters, White Owl, Swisher Sweets, Splitterillos, Backwoods, Optimo, Garcia y Vega, and Game. 6, there shall be no loitering, for which the petitioner must post a no loitering sign and enforce it. 7, there shall be no vending, ATM machines, or payphones on the exterior of the premises at any given time. 8, the petitioner must apply for and receive a permit from the City of St. Louis Building Division before posting signage, and the signage must be professionally prepared and approved by the Office of the Zoning Administrator before being installed. 9, there shall be no temporary signage on the premises or posted to the exterior or interior of windows or doors of the establishment at any given time. 10, the petitioner shall provide a refuse container on the exterior of the premises for use by the customers. If another container is needed due to the level of busyness, it shall also be provided. 11, all windows and doors must have no boards, mesh grates, materials, or coverings of any kind. Windows and doors may have proper blinds or curtains on the inside of windows. 12, over-the-counter medications shall be sold in original packaging only, and in accordance with all applicable laws. There shall be no sale of over-the-counter liquid medications in individual doses or servings. 13, there shall be no cord or rope type LED lighting surrounding or framing windows or doors. 14, the premises shall not be issued a public nuisance notice pursuant to Ordinance 68535 or its successor ordinances.
Yes. Yes.
So you're okay with everything that was just stated?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. One thing. I'm cooking. Fried chicken and French fries. Yeah.
Okay. So everything except for interior cooking.
Yes.
Okay. Any other board members?
Well, actually, it's to go. I mean, there is nothing. Nobody staying inside eating. Everything is to go. I mean.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anyone here to testify in favor of this appeal? Is there anyone here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Let's start with Donna Coleman. Let's get you sworn in.
Yes. There we go. Ms. Coleman, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Donna Coleman, 5228 South Grand, St. Louis, Missouri, 63111.
Proceed.
I'm a volunteer at the community garden, the Val Community Garden, Dutchtown Common, around the corner from 4661 Virginia. I've worked there for 6 years during the summer. I'm a teacher, so I'm off. I'm down there almost every single day. That property has been a complete disaster. There was a murder out in front of it. I had a gun pointed at me one time. There were syringes all the time in the garden. There were constant sirens. It was just a mess. As soon as we closed that down 2 years ago, it's like peace descended upon the corner. I bring a lot of students. I bring a lot of kids into the garden. We found no syringes this year. I cannot tell you how much better it is without that property. What we need is a Be Well Cafe. We do not need this property, this man's store.
Okay. Any board members have any questions?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Saeed, you cannot respond to anyone that is testifying. Okay, Molly Rebman. Let's get you sworn in.
Hello.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Yeah, my name is Molly Redman, and my mailing address would be 4722 Virginia Avenue.
Proceed.
Okay, so I own a shop, a tattoo shop, about 8 addresses down, within eye distance from the proposed store. We've been here for almost 6 years, and I live here. My family lives here. I work here, so we're here all the time. I recently just bought a house around the corner, so now I own 2 properties within the vicinity. And so the board's decision on whether he is granted a conditional use will completely affect like my family and my well-being. In my opinion, like the worst corridors of Dutchtown currently are like the areas that surround convenience stores. The Village 2, the 2 stores at the intersection of Virginia and Bates, the quick stops and gas stations off of Broadway near like Osceola, and then by like the highway entrance and exit ramps. It's just crazy. I mean, it's crazy to drive by, walk by, and see people just laying around on drugs, and it's embarrassing for the city. We have 8 convenience stores within less than a mile radius of the block that I own a business on. And so I don't really see the need to grant another convenience store just to make another landmark for people to stop and do things like Donna just mentioned, leave their drug paraphernalia and just bring the drama to an area that we have worked so hard to build up. If you were to grant him his conditional use, which I really hope not, it will completely halt and quickly reverse all of the work that myself and then many, many others in the community have put in. I walk this neighborhood all the time. I walk it daily. I walk back and forth to work. I take long walks all the way up and down all the streets. And I talk to people of all kinds, whether you own a business, own a property, live here, rent, maybe you're just taking a walk. I don't know, maybe you work here, but I talk to a lot of people and no one wants this store. No one does. The only people that would want this store are people who are seeking or selling drugs or sex workers or are up to no good, and that is really all I need to say, other than like, we do want an attractive, safe environment for kids and for people to grow their families and not feel like they have to leave, because that's the biggest problem here in St. Louis is that people don't pay attention. A lot of people don't have 2.5 hours to sit on a call. We have to make time for that, but it's really important to me and the vision of what I have for St. Louis and Dutchtown and just my family in general is to make sure that people that are obviously incompetent, like Saeed, and do not care about the neighborhood, that they cannot continue to take and not give from a community. And that's all. That's all I have to say.
Any board members have any questions? Yes, Jim.
Thank you, Ms. Redmond, for dialing in. I guess what makes you say that about Mr. Shimisawi? He says he's going to run the store himself, and you just said something very negative about him there at the end. So what makes you say that about him and that this store will not be run any more professionally than what's been in the past?
Well, I just met him actually for the first time last Tuesday. And up until that point, I had my suspicions and assumptions because of what I had seen as far as behavior of the store that was previously there, which he did not run. So I had a lot of questions that I would have loved to have asked him all these years. And I did ask him those questions on Tuesday when he came into our storefront, which is open to the public. I asked him a lot, like, did you care about the previous store and how much damage it had done to our neighborhood? And he pretended like he didn't know of any of those happenings. At first, he told me that he had lived out of town, like he was in the Army the entire time that store was open. And then when I asked him more directly if that was true, he told me no, he actually does. He did live here, and he lives down by Germania, which is about 1.5 miles away, and that he would drive by and see no problems. And my husband and I lived and worked at this address, which is an eye distance, for 5 solid years before we moved around this corner, and we didn't have one day, I promise, not one day that there wasn't a problem. So my claim of his incompetence, I'm still unsure if he is lying or if he is like completely oblivious. I don't know. But I asked him a lot of direct questions last Tuesday, and the only answer I can get from him as to why he wants to open a store again, it was literally, he said, why not? And I told him why I wouldn't, because of all the past. And he doesn't have anything to say. And it's very offensive. I take a lot of offense to that, because it takes a lot of bravery and like to show up every day to like have these hard conversations and to keep doing good things in an area where someone else doesn't care what happens in the area. So maybe that was a little harsh, but he did come in and I met him, and I don't trust him to run a store like that again. No.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other board members have any questions?
Yeah.
You're not a board member.
So I will add on to what Commissioner Dallas just said. I'm a little confused, perhaps concerned that that this appellant has been deemed incompetent with no evidence to back that statement up.
We'll be happy to go next and explain why there's evidence to back that statement up.
Mr. Lindsay, you can do so when you testify, but do not interrupt my hearing. Mr. Lindsay, since you just jumped up, let's get you sworn in. And
Second. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
State your name and mailing address for the record.
Nate Lindsay, my mailing address is 3400 Merrimack, 63118.
Proceed.
Yeah, and first, Board Member Robinson, I want to apologize. I did jump the gun there, but as I imagine, being here for the time that we have been, it's a little bit concerning given the history of this property and this appellant that There seems to be a suggestion maybe by the board that this should be a tabula rasa look at this application. And what I would highly encourage the board to do is to not look at this as this is a new owner, this is a new business. This is an owner that has been in front of the Board of Adjustment over 3 separate hearings for 3 years in relation to a nuisance property where he was well aware of what was going on based on notices from the Problem Properties Division, based on notices from this committee on the hearings on the revocation of the conditional use. And despite all of that history, the fact that we've heard him on these calls, he has looked his neighbors in the eye, myself, 3 others that met with him yesterday, and told us there was nothing going on at that store that he was renting out. He's told that to us. And so I think Molly's point is well taken. Either he is oblivious and that is negligent because he has responsibilities as the building owner, or he's being disingenuous. Either one of those puts our neighborhood at risk. As a reminder to the board, the conditions for a conditional use, if you check those boxes, this board does not have to grant a conditional use. Those are the minimum standards under the zoning ordinance. And so here we have a weight of evidence of crime, of nuisance, of the exact same property owner who was overseeing this property during that time, who is testifying he was unaware of any of that happening. If that does not put our neighborhood in danger, I don't know what does. I think the juxtaposition of the Be Well Cafe compared to what you have heard and the history of this property is a good one. St. Louis needs to be discerning about the decisions it makes in relation to what types of businesses can operate in areas of dense poverty that are already facing an uphill battle for development and the well-being of its citizens. And what we have here is evidence of a business owner and a property owner who is not vested in the well-being or the public health of the neighborhood. That is what this petitioner has demonstrated over the past 3 years, both to this board, its past iterations, its current iteration now by telling you he was unaware of what was going on with the past owner, as well as to all of the neighbors who are, again, working incredibly hard to try to turn this block of Virginia around. The vacancy rate since this building has closed has decreased 40%. That's what that store was doing to our community. It was decimating it. And so the reason you are hearing this strong testimony is because there are people in this community who will literally be beside themselves if this man is allowed to come in and operate an extractive model in this community where he takes money away from it, doesn't care what happens, and doesn't put anything back in. And that's what we are afraid of and why the community is asking this board to deny the conditional use permit, which again, is not a matter of right if he checks off the 14 conditional uses. It's not a matter of right even if you think that he wouldn't be a threat to public safety. The bar for a conditional use is higher, and the fact that there have been 8 conditional uses for this very purpose provided in a mile radius, I believe, is reason enough alone to deny an additional conditional use when the neighborhood does not need this business.
Any board members have any questions? Jim, did that satisfy?
I have no questions.
Thank you, Mr. Lindsay.
Thank you.
Alderman Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. I'm actually going to allow my neighbor.
Would you like someone else to testify prior to you?
I have about 5 or 6 other neighbors that are here as well. I know they've been on the line for 2 hours or so. I'd like to have them, be able to say their piece. But before moving
So,
forward, Mr.
well,
Chair,
but Alderman, if you're going to do any testimony, we're going to have to swear you in.
No, I'm not doing testimony. It's more of a point of order. In the last hearing that we had relative to this property is within a special use district.
So, Alderman, you are now testifying.
Right.
So
You're gonna have to be sworn in.
So you'll either have to be sworn in, or we can hear from all of the neighbors and then get you sworn in at the end.
I have my hand up, Mr. Chair. Happy to be sworn in.
Swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now we need your name and mailing address for the record, Alderman.
Alderman Shane Cohn, 1200 Market Street, room 230, 63103.
All right, proceed.
I was just making a kind of note of point of order. This isn't a special use district. So there are, specific requirements of properties, and I believe in the last hearing that we had related to this question or to this particular property, that questions were asked related to the special use items that would be germane to this particular use. And I did not recall that happening in this particular hearing either. So I think it would be helpful if the applicant or the appellant was asked those questions again.
And what questions?
Well, specifically, the last time we had a hearing related to this property, the appellant had mentioned that there would be cigarette sales at the business. The special use district specifically prohibits the sale of tobacco products. So again, it's another demonstration of his negligence or ignorance with respect to, the special use district it's a legal district that's been established by the city of St. Louis. My neighbors worked very hard along with myself in getting that, established. Those were, essentially directives that were derived from the community by the community in terms of things that they would like to see in our community and in our neighborhoods. And, it's incumbent upon people who want to operate businesses in our community that they adhere to those. And, he specifically said that he was going to be in violation of one of those, tenets of the special use district the last time he was before this committee, this very board. Which I think is another example demonstrating my neighbor's concerns around the good faith that this individual would be operating in. So, but again, there are a couple different conditions with respect to the type of business he'd like to operate there as part of the special use district. I think it would be helpful if those are asked, but just my observation. Happy to testify at the end after my neighbors have their opportunity.
Okay, so we've got someone on the phone. It's a Samsung MSF966U1.
Okay, sorry. Took me a second to get off of mute and start my video.
No problem. What's your name?
It's Janice, Janise, and then Ross is my last name, Ross.
Okay. Give us a second.
Okay.
Ms. Ross.
Sorry, 1 second. Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
It's Janice Ross, and it's 4657 Virginia Avenue.
Proceed with your testimony.
Okay, so I am calling in really personally as a resident of the area. And then also I work at Brighter Futures Daycare. I'm the director there, and we've been open for about 9 years or so. So I'm calling in both of those capacities. So I guess some of my concern also is listening to the testimony from today and some of the previous testimonies, because this is, I think Mr. Lucy said the third time, but I feel like I've testified more than that. So I don't know how many times this is at this point, but it sounds like I'm a little bit confused. I'm not really seeking clarity. I'm just making a statement. Maybe I'm a little bit confused as to ownership, because I believe this is the same person that's owned the daycare, owned the corner store the entire time, as well as I thought he ran it previously when it was the Last Stop Market, but maybe I'm confused. It might be a little convoluted, but either way, just moving forward, my issue is just with that, the concerns that Nate and Molly and the alderman have already expressed. So I'm not going to reiterate those things. But the concern with us being immediately next door to the corner store is that of safety. I stated this before in one of the previous hearings. I know when they were open before, under whatever the other name was, I believe it was Last Stop Market, security was an issue. I do believe there was security. However, I know for a fact it was not an authorized, like a real security company. It seemed to be some unhoused members of the community that were serving as security. So there are issues with that. Issues with loitering outside of the daycare. Our staff is primarily composed of women, and most of our parents are also women. We're open from 6 a.m. to midnight, Monday through Friday. We're closed on the weekends. But specifically for our parents that do pickups in the evening time, there is a huge safety concern with dropping.
Ms. Ross, you're frozen.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a
Asking them
bad
for money.
connection. So,
Can you hear me?
Ms. Ross, we missed probably the last 30 seconds. You froze up, so we would need you to repeat that. Except you have frozen again.
Can you hear me?
So you've frozen twice. We hear you now, but we have missed, I would say, the last 45 seconds at this point.
Oh, no. Okay. I don't know what the last thing was, but okay. So just issues with safety with our parents that drop off late at the daycare, that pick up late at the daycare, concerns with overall how it's going to be ran. I don't have a problem with a store actually being opened. I just have problems with the security and the stability and the well-being of the community of this store under its current ownership. It sounds like he's spoken with Molly and with Mr. Lindsay. We've never spoken with him ever. We're right next door. So that's an issue. I guess he's not obligated to speak with us, but you would think he would at least come to the direct neighbors with assurances of certain things so that we're not opposing his business. Just issues with all of that, primarily safety and security, shooting, just a lot of things. We have submitted, just for the sake of time at this point, because I have been on this call since 1:30, we have submitted a letter, as well as we have one of our parents from the daycare that has submitted a letter to your office as well, that we know will go a part of the record. And just, we're strongly, strongly opposed to the opening of this store. And I thank you for your time.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Ross. Kyle Russell.
How you doing today?
Yes, let's get you sworn in.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Hey, Roy.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Kyle Russell, mailing address 4132 South Compton Avenue, 63118.
Proceed.
So I own the the building catty corner to 4661, which is 4700 Virginia. I purchased this building maybe 2 years ago. The only reason why I purchased this building is because this store was closed at the time, because there's still bullet holes on the front of my facade from that store being open. And then also, I just want to reiterate that I was with Mr. Saeed, the applicant, yesterday. I met with him with Mr. Lindsay, and it does not seem that he's willing to accept any, he does not see any wrongdoing or responsibility from what happened previously. And I just feel like he is trying to reopen, and then it's just going to perpetuate the same issues we've already had. And then also, I recently got an occupancy permit to open up a business, which is also catty corner, and it's going to be a snowball stand, which I will have a lot of kids and families frequenting my business, and I am opposed to this opening. We have made strides on this block, and I really think it would be detrimental to the success that we have already had if we go backwards and let this man open.
Board members, any questions? Thank you, Mr. Russell. Latasha.
Driving, so I hope it's okay if I don't turn my camera on.
That's fine. The court reporter. And what's your last name?
My last name is Smith.
Okay, give us a second.
Ms. Smith, we'll treat this as if you are calling in just telephonically. Can you please verbally confirm that your right hand is raised?
Yes, I can. It is.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, can you state? So, Ms. Smith, I need you to state your name and mailing address for the record.
Sure. My name is Latasha Smith, and my address is 4231 Louisiana Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63111.
Okay, proceed.
Sure. Like most of my neighbors, I feel the exact same way that they felt. I come to you as a multi-business owner in the community, as well as a homeowner in the community. One of my businesses is directly across the street from Fed Market. I was with the group that met with him yesterday. He came to visit and asked if we would meet with him. I agreed. I showed up. One of the questions that I would like to highlight that I asked him is what would be his reason for wanting to reopen in Dutchtown, and what would his contribution be to community? And he could not answer that question, which contradicts what he said on the call today, that he wants to help the community. Also in this meeting, I asked him about the previous violence, drug sale, sex trafficking in his business, which was denied. As a homeowner in this community, there was a certain point of time when I could not drive down Virginia Avenue because the intersection where this corner store was located at was so bad. Like many of the other business owners, I have bullet holes launched into our building from the activities from this building. And I just want to remind you all that when he tried to speak with us previously, Mr. Syed used a very derogatory statement to refer to Black Americans. He referred to us as the N-word, hard ER. So I find it hard to believe that he wants to come into the neighborhood, be a good neighbor, good faith will, and he has said things like that, and he still denies the facts. These are not allegations, these are actual facts of incidents that have occurred at his store. Like Molly said, we have several stores within a 1 mile radius. I would encourage the board to think very hard on reopening this store, because this 4700 block it looks totally different from the way it did before. We just recently had a new neighbor move in with 2 children, 1 elementary, 1 high school. So to reopen that store without him being able to guarantee that these things will happen again is detrimental to all of our health and well-being. And it really will affect the work that we have been doing. We have this garden and this pocket park that community is volunteering in, that we have poured thousands of dollars into. And if this store reopens, nothing will change. We will lose the volunteers in the park, the green spaces that we're working on, the community engagement. Every Friday now, every final Friday of the month, we are bringing neighbors together in this green space. We're offering free food and free music. That will not happen if this store reopens, because I am almost certain that if it reopens, we will deal with the same tragedies that we dealt with before. So I'm just asking that the board puts themselves in our shoes, consider the letters that we've all written, consider the testimony, the false tales that have been shared by the owner of the property when you make your decision. Thank you for your time.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you, Ms. Smith. Brighter Futures Daycare. And they have gone. Oh,
Hi.
hi. What is your name?
Michelle Ross.
Ms. Ross, give us a second.
Second. Okay, please raise your right hand.
My right hand is raised.
I cannot see it on camera. That's your left, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Can you state your name and mailing address for the record?
Yes, Michelle Ross, 4655 Virginia Avenue.
Okay.
Okay, so we share a privacy fence with the gentleman that's trying to open a store. So we've been neighbors for quite a long time, I guess from the beginning of him owning the property into the present day. I feel as the owner of a property, you have a certain responsibility to the neighbors and the community that your property is in. He has never taken that responsibility to heart or cared about the neighbors, the children, or anything involving the community. I'm not going to talk about the danger that he caused because everybody has spoke upon it. I'm going to talk about the personal things that I experienced that they have not. They're not very clean people, so we have rodent infestations the whole time that a store were operating. It's a nuisance, people in and out. He says it's 4 people, but I'm the neighbor, so I wave at everybody that goes in and out, and it's more than 4 people there. They use my trash can that I pay for. They use my parking lot. I've asked them time and time to please, not do those things. He's very aggressive when you talk to him and nasty at the same time. He does not care about anything but the dollar. And I feel like he can go get that dollar anywhere else but here. And that's all I have to say.
Any board members have any questions? Thank you. Is there anyone else here to testify in opposition to this appeal? Alderman, you have the last word.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to, well, first of all, thank all of my neighbors for showing up. I have lived in the community for over 20 years now. This intersection has been, a problem intersection for most of the time that I've lived in the neighborhood. And since we were able to shut down the original convenience store a couple years ago, there's been a great amount of peace, and also I'll say prosperity. We've, as mentioned earlier, reduced the amount of vacancy. We've had homes that have been rehabbed and occupied on this block and the adjacent blocks. The community garden has seen a lot of attention and investment, and the pocket park that's adjacent to it, has events, as Tasha mentioned. We're doing Final Fridays throughout the summer. It really feels like a community and feels like a neighborhood should. And I think it's really hard to reconcile some of the previous activities and conversations and actions of the appellant, including, from my comments earlier, not having an understanding of the special use district and, not even really attempting to do that. I feel very strongly that this should be denied. I'm not just the alderman for the area. I live right around the corner as well. I'm on Tennessee and Itasca, so I'm just a few blocks over from this building. So everything that my neighbors have testified to, I can testify to it as well. And it's just, I think it's really disingenuous and disappointing on the part of the appellant to continue to pursue this without taking into consideration the feedback from the community, my neighbors, and trying to work with them on something that will contribute to our community and to the city as a whole, and not drain more resources from myself, from the NIS, from the police, from my neighbors. And I think it's really incumbent upon you all to look at that as well, and the impact that the potential business that the appellant is trying to start, the impact that it would have on the health, welfare, safety, and property values of the community around it. And so with that, I very much appreciate your all's time as citizens participating in this process as well. I think I've been through all of your confirmation hearings at this point in time, having been down at the board for 17 years. And I know I thanked you all for your service and interest in serving at that point in time, but reiterate my thanks. I know that this is having just been through a 10-hour or 8-hour committee hearing yesterday, sitting through 4 hours today on today's call. I know the energy that takes, but I appreciate your attention to my neighbors and the community that we're trying to build.
Thank you, Alderman. Mona, you have a question.
I do. Alderman, has he run this store before? Or did he have someone else running it? Do you know?
So he has owned the building that the business has been in. To my knowledge, he has not run it. I do not know specifically if he's had any potential ownership interest in the businesses. That's been somewhat unclear from some of his other business I'll call them partners. The last applicant that was going to open up a convenience store in this, had alluded to the building owner being a business partner. I don't know all of the particulars about that, but I do know that he's owned the building this entire time. And so to not be aware of those issues, with his previous tenants, in my mind, is either disingenuous or ignorant.
Oh, I'm well familiar with the building and the previous, when it was open and things of that nature. I was just curious what you knew. Thank you. That was my only question.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Uh, um, Mr. Al-Shamasawa.
Mr. Shimishawi, it is *6 to unmute yourself on the phone. Again, that's *6 if you dial that on the phone.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So you've heard testimony. You've heard testimony
Yes, I
from.
heard that. I heard that.
You've heard testimony from your neighbors and the alderman.
Yes.
Well, I am.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They said the entire that time I was the owner. No, I'm the new owner. And I told you.
So let's start here. How long have you owned the building?
I've been almost 5 years.
You've owned the building for nearly 5 years. So you owned the building when the last convenience store was there.
Yes, and I said that in the first testimony is I'm just owner the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm Saeed. I'm asking questions. At this point, I just need a yes or a no. You were the owner of the building when the previous tenant okay.
Yes.
You were unaware of any of the issues that the neighborhood has brought to the hearing today?
No, there is no. I don't hear any issue.
So you're unaware of any of the issues, and we've had a number of people testify, including the alderman. You were unaware of any of this.
Yeah, there is no problem. It was in the store, but the problem is on the street. We can't control the street. Yesterday he said that there is somebody shoot on his building 2 bullets of when was the store open back again. So I'm a new owner, and I want to open the store by myself. So I got nothing to do with the past. The past is for somebody else. I don't know what's going on, and I said I'm gonna support the neighborhood.
So,
next
so
house.
let me stop you, Saeed.
Okay.
As the
Okay.
building owner, given all of the testimony, you did nothing regarding the issues that existed with your tenant.
Yeah, I evicted him. I evicted him by the attorney, and the judge kicked him out.
Mary, you have a question.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Syed, I'm just going to call you Syed so I don't butcher your last name.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
describe to me what proximity do you actually live to this property?
About 2.5 miles or 3 miles.
And so, how often do you visit the property?
I was, but now I moved to the Baldwin.
I didn't ask you. I said, how often did you visit the property?
I visit the property. Before, you mean, or now? Before
you've owned it. Since you've owned the property.
Before it's like every month or every 15 days. Yeah.
And you didn't notice any of the issues?
No problem.
And you didn't notice any of the issues that anyone here testified about today?
No, I didn't any problem.
You should probably pay closer attention to your property as a landlord then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Yes.
Those are all the questions I have for you.
Yes, good.
Thank you. With that, I will now read into the record exhibits, certified copy of the zoning ordinance, appeal to the board with attachments, basis of denial based on the Board of Public Service denial, meeting notice letter, City Journal public notices, photographs, Sanborn maps, memo from Planning and Urban Design, letter of opposition from Mark Twain, Mount Pleasant Neighborhood Association, or sorry, Mark Swain, Mount Pleasant Neighborhood Association, letter of opposition from Kyle Brandt Lubert, 19 pages of support signatures submitted by petitioner, 10 letters of opposition, and a copy of the Board of Public Service docs. And with that, I will consider this appeal having been heard. And that concludes the testimonial portion of our hearing. We will now go into deliberations. And
Mr. Chairman, may we have a 5-minute break, please?
I was actually going to say I need a 5-minute break. So we will take a 5-minute recess. It's 4:40. We will be back at 4:45.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, Andy, can you mute that? There's one number down there, ends in 103. Can you mute that?
Yep, sure thing.
Thank you. Hey, Andy, just out of curiosity, do we know when that revocation hearing was on? Hi, Mary. Do you remember when the revocation hearing was?
I'm sorry, what was that, Mel?
Do you remember when the revocation hearing was for?
It should be, you should have a copy of the BPS file sent to you, and it should be in there.
Okay, I didn't.
Let me see if I can find it. Jeez.
Are you asking about the last case, Mel?
Yeah.
It was March 17th
Of what year?
of this year.
No, the revocation hearing.
The revocation
Revocation here?
hearing was like
That's
2 or
for 2
3
years
years
ago.
ago.
Oh, okay. Drea just answered. Sorry, Drea. Did you hear Drea's answer, Mel?
No,
Go ahead.
no, I did not. I'm sorry.
Tell them it's 2 or 3 years ago.
She said that it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to find it.
I'm gonna get it.
She's gonna find the exact date of it.
Here we go.
My camera's blocked.
Board members, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Andy, can you unblock my camera? It says the host is doing it.
Yeah, Joe will put it back. Once I make her co-host, because she had to rejoin. There we go. Welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay. Appeal number 20635, 9006 Halls Ferry Road.
I like to.
Could somebody mute that?
Can you mute?
He keeps unmuting himself.
Right.
That's
So
our last appellant. And he keeps unmuting. I'm watching this. He keeps unmuting himself.
okay.
So
Okay.
This-
So
I
this,
think-
go ahead.
yeah, that's the car dealer.
The car,
Yeah.
yes.
And I think didn't we get something from the alderman asking us to not deny? I think we need to just table that, let him go talk to the alderman and the neighborhood organization before we do something with that. That's just my opinion. Before I make a motion, I just want to get anybody else's input into that.
Is that your motion, Mel?
Yeah. I want to table it. Tell them it for up to 90 days, let them go talk to the alderperson and to the neighborhood organization, if there is one in that area. But at least to the alderperson. Since they just submitted a letter today in opposition. So I'd like to see him go talk to Alderman Boyd and get that straightened out. Because that's not a big lot. He's not gonna be able to advertise any cars. They're already behind the building. It just doesn't really make any sense to have it there unless it's gonna do everything the internet or something like that. the internet, to have a dealer's license over the internet, you have to have, I think it requires 3 parking spaces. If that's the case, and if he's going to actually have people coming there and looking at cars, I think he needs to go talk to the alderperson. That's my motion. Table it for up to 90 days to allow him to talk to the neighborhood and the alderman, alderperson, and our neighborhood organization.
I agree with that, Mel. I think I understand the internet car dealership requirements and the obviously the cars will be out of sight, but he should talk to the alderman and explain all of that.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Mel, seconded by Mona. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Should not be a debt. Oh, I'm sorry. There's
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
Trying to get ahead of you there.
You were ahead of yourself.
Okay. Appeal number 12021, 931 Whitnell Avenue.
I'm going to defer to you there, Anthony, because you're the architect. I was confused by the plans that got submitted.
Hi.
Just getting 2 units out of him was difficult.
I mean, I got one drawing that says
I heard
single.
testimony of 4 units earlier, but maybe he just said 4 by mistake because I actually wrote it down in my notes.
I was confused too, Mary. So I was right there with you, girlfriend.
And then the one,
Yeah, so I think
the one
I
picture
think
that
when
says
you
single, it's like, wait a minute, is it single? Is it 4? Is it 2?
And you're right, Mel. It did say single family on the plan, but it was clearly a 2-family.
I didn't know if did he submit the right things?
Yeah. His drawings were right. They were just labeled single family.
right.
I know that building, and putting that as 2 townhouse, 2 or multifamily, whatever you want to call it, that the design looked interesting, and I liked it how he was making it a 2-story. And I was like, originally, I was like, boy, that building itself is not sound. So he's got a lot of work to do to make that happen. But I like it. That he's going to do something with that old automotive building.
That was the best auto body place in the city.
Oh,
they were
was
so good and so cheap. I can't tell you how many of our kids' cars they fixed. So I was sad for them to go out of business, but this is a great reuse of it.
Yeah. Does anybody have an issue with this?
No, not at all.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Oh, there you go. Let Jim do it.
Okay. Motion made by Mona, seconded by Jim. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Won't be a detriment.
Motion carries.
Oh, sorry. I'm ahead. I'm running ahead of you. I apologize.
Motion carries, and then findings, Mona.
Won't be a detriment. Sorry.
Thank you. Okay. Appeal number 20644, 2027 Salisbury Street.
That's a great place.
Yeah, I'm excited for those folks.
I spent a lot of my career up there, so yeah, that's great. I'll make a motion to approve with the conditions that we had read to her and she agreed to.
And those were this is the sign, Mel.
This is the signs, guys.
Yeah, this is the sign.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, but what are we approving? Are we approving to let her keep the existing signs, or that we're approving the new signs she wants to put up?
So you're approving the signs that were presented with this appeal is what you'd be approving. Unless you say that you want to just approve the existing sign that was there already.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll second.
This is a little confusing. So if you have questions, just holler. We'll try to straighten it all out for you.
And I'll second. I'll go ahead and go in second.
So what was the motion again?
For the signage that she
To approve the signs per plans, I think.
The signs per plans or signs that are okay.
Well,
signs per plan.
According to the thing, she has to remove any old signage. So as this, I see it here. I really don't have any problem with all the signs she has. I really don't.
Okay, so motion made by Mel, seconded by Jim.
Yeah.
All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
This should not be
findings, Mel.
Should not be a detriment.
Thank you. Appeal number 20613, 2027 Salisbury Street.
I'll make a motion to approve with all our normal store conditions that we have for little convenience stores. Did somebody catch the hours? Because
Yes.
I
Yeah,
thought that Mel, we were going to give them extended hours, aren't we?
No, well, yes, she was just gonna do Thursday and Friday. I said, well, was there ever gonna chance? I said, just do Monday through Friday. She wants 11 to 6, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 on Saturday.
I had 10 to 4 for Saturday.
So did I, Mel.
Yep.
Yes, I had 10 to 4.
And then it's closed on Sunday? Was that the testimony? Okay.
About Sundays.
Let's do that on the hours. Let's do all 6 days. Because she thinks she's going to be open more. So we'll do Monday through Saturday.
You want Monday through Saturday, the most extensive hours, like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
Yes.
Just give her 10 to 6, let her close when she wants.
Yeah.
That would be all inclusive of what she actually told us.
Yeah.
Right. That'll cover her.
Yeah,
and
she
then
wants to open at 11 o'clock.
all the regular stuff, Mary, that we read off to her.
Sure. The standard for convenience stores.
Yes, ma'am.
Did those hours include Sunday as well?
No, ma'am.
No.
Those are- yeah, she's closed on Sundays.
She
You want
closed
to
on
give it to her?
Okay.
You want to give it to her, Mona? The other way she wants to be
Yeah,
closed.
you know what? We could give her Sunday hours, and she can be closed if she wants to.
Yeah,
That's
give her
fine.
10 to 6, 7 days a week.
7
She wants to
days.
close.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, we're liquid here today.
Because she may get there where
Fluid. That's the
community
word I'm
really-
looking for.
Because what she's got there, if the community wants to be involved in it, they may want to be there on Sunday. Just
Sure.
Yeah, we like that place, and I'm gonna stretch it out here in a minute. You're gonna like it. No.
Maybe she can go give some lessons to the Virginia people. I don't know.
I would. Yeah, they want to be well over there.
So
I know a lot of those businesses over there. They're pretty good.
okay. So 10 to 6, 7 days a week, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
motion made by Mona, seconded by Mel. Do you have something, Mary?
Yeah, I just noticed on my notes that he did want to have inside cooking. So that means we would need to amend the cooking condition to
Yes,
just.
I actually have.
Wait.
on my list.
I got to back up. I'm confused. Have we moved on to 4661 Virginia?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. We're on the.
Still on Be Well.
So they're yeah. So
I heard
we have.
I heard Barry said he, and I.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant she.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually do have that in my notes. So there is interior cooking.
Right. Okay. So we'll
So
modify.
all of the conditions
Thank you.
except for
I didn't have that one
interior
written down.
cooking.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no worries.
Wait. Okay. You're saying that Salisbury said interior cooking?
Yeah, it's a convenience store.
Yes, that was one of
They
the.
have no cooking. They had no cooking in here.
They had no outdoor cooking.
No outdoor cooking. Yeah.
The next case, the Virginia case, he specifically said he wanted to do interior.
Well, we're not on
cooking.
that yet.
I know,
we're
but
not.
I'm making sure everybody's not getting the two cases mixed up. I'm sorry, Anthony.
Mary, my notes
Okay.
on Salisbury says no cooking, no liquor, and no outside seating.
And I wrote on my notes, no fry.
So
no outdoor seating is what she said.
So we're going to give indoor cooking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, everybody. I just was afraid everybody was getting the cases mixed up. I'm sorry.
No.
Sure.
Rather safe than sorry, Jim.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion.
Motion made by Mona, seconded by Mel. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Findings, Mona?
All right, I'm going for a stretch here. It's going to be an asset. But with condition, by condition. As
conditioned.
As conditioned. I have never said that for a convenience store ever. The first. But for this community, I believe it will be an asset as conditioned.
Convenience store is just a term we have to use there, but I don't think it's not a convenience store. Like there's almost
Yeah. I don't think it's really that, even though it's described as that. Okay. Finally, appeal number 20634, 4661 Virginia Avenue.
I have a question for Andy before. Andy, I did not get down. Was this a area variance for this?
So it would be a use variance for the continued hearing. It would be a use variance for the signs. That would have been for.
No. I'm talking about 4661 Virginia, the one
where
where
Virginia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'd be a use variance because the conditional use was. Well, actually, I don't know. Would the board be granting a conditional use permit?
Yes, that's what I think the board would be doing, is granting a conditional use permit, because that's what's denied by Board of Public Service.
Right, so it would not be a use variance.
No. All right, just want to make sure we got it right in the record.
Mona, you and I were around for the
Dre has that revocation date.
I'm almost positive.
Okay, what was that?
June 28th, 2023.
Okay, thank you.
When was it?
Did you hear that? June 28th, 2023.
Hang on. I mean, I'm almost positive he testified for us.
What was that, Mel?
I'm just looking. June 28th?
Yes.
I could swore he testified back then, but I could be wrong.
No, I feel like he did too, Mel.
He would have owned it because that's less than 5 years, and he said he owned the building for 5 years. I can pull the revocation file if you want to know who testified.
Because he goes, he didn't know anything about it, but I'm almost positive he testified. He says, so he evicted the guy. Well, yeah, I evicted the guy who closed the business.
Yeah, Mary, if it doesn't take too long, can you pull that?
Sure, just give me a couple minutes.
Thank you. I remember this so well. I know this convenience store.
Oh.
I had a.
All right.
I mean, I am well versed in this convenience store. Watching it from across the street from a friend of mine's, watching the activity of what went on, and I was like, "Oh my God, you guys got to call this stuff in." And they're like, "We do every single day. We call it in." It was terrible.
I remember being here for this, and I'm just saying, I just thought for sure he testified, and I'm just looking through my.
So actually, he did not testify, but he could have been represented. The only person that testified in opposition to the revocation was Jay Kanzler. So he must have been represented by him. The mailings went to someone named Fahmi Abu Kanan at 4601 Virginia at that time.
Well, and here's the thing I have a problem with this is the neighbors already said the people he has upstairs are already causing problems. They're parking on the lot, you know,
Using her dumpster, and
And
she's
so-
paying for her own dumpster.
And here's the problem: if you can't control the people you have in there now, how are you going to control anything else?
Right, he can't control his residential tenants right now.
And I don't care what you say. Oh, it happens on the street. Well, I can't control it happens on the street. Yeah, you can, because if you don't have the problems there on to attract that kind of stuff, then you're not going to have the problem on the street.
You don't let them in your store.
Yeah.
I mean, people control who comes and goes from their store all the time. You don't let people in with backpacks. You don't let people in that can't stand up. You don't, you know.
Like I said,
As I'll
You
make a
don't let
motion,
people-
if y'all
Okay.
want to move forward, I'll make a motion that we uphold the BPS's denial of a conditional permit, of a conditional use permit to occupy as a convenience store.
I'll second.
I'll third.
Motion made by Jim, seconded by Mona, and thirded by Mel.
Yeah.
All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Yay to the board.
I just think that's
I agree. I asked specifically how long he had owned the building because, 5 years. So he there is no way he wasn't privy to what was going on at his building. Yeah.
Good question from Mary, too. How far do you live from this building? That was an excellent question, Mary.
Yeah. I actually looked it up. He's about 2.5 miles.
like I said, you can't control the residents he has in there.
I will just say that as a landlord myself, you have 110% control over what happens on your property. It may not be easy for you to get rid of the problem, but that should teach you to screen your tenants and do a better job the next time. I only had to evict one tenant before I learned. So
Right. You learn quick, don't we?
exactly. When it costs you money, you learn.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Meeting minutes.
I looked them over. Did you, Mona, did you read them?
I did. I can make a motion to approve.
Great.
I'll second that. I read them too.
Good. Yay. Two of us.
Motion made by Mona, seconded by Mel. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Minutes accepted. New business, Mary?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to thank all the board members who responded to my email inquiring about the adding an additional Board of Adjustment meeting on July 1st. We originally didn't have one scheduled, but we're getting pretty backed up, so we're trying to move things along. So that's why we checked. So thank you for getting back to me. I wanted to let you know that on the July 1st agenda, we'll hear one case, which is going to be an appeal from an approval that BPS did, and it's been appealed. and it's a rather large file. So after today's hearing, you will receive an email. It may come tomorrow morning. There's a lot to do at the end of the day. And that email will have the entire BPS file in it so that you have it about 3 weeks before the hearing to review. My only ask from me and the staff is that when you get the email, please try to open it. It's very large. So if you would have a problem opening it, that would give us plenty of time to either help you get it open or get a printed copy to you. You may not want a printed copy. It's several hundred pages, but what's most important to us is that you have the file as far in advance as we can get it to you so that you have the opportunity to look through it and start thinking about what your questions might be at the hearing.
Will we have 5 members that said yes on July 1?
5 members confirmed.
Okay. Could you please have Drea, and I see I'll sell on Drea. When you're about to send the email or right after you sent the email, just send us an email saying we just sent you an attachment with, the email with a large file, one with a large file and one without. So we know that something has supposed to be in our inbox, please. So if there's concern, like if it's over 10 meg or whatever the number is, that we might not get it, just let us know that it's supposed to be in our inbox. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Will do.
All right. Thank you.
I wanted to mention something if there's nothing else.
Yes, Andy.
I guess maybe I should have mentioned this during deliberations, but if you didn't want to call the 2027 Salisbury a convenience store, technically any eligible use that is a conditional use in the E district is a conditional use in the F district, and a conditional use in the E district can be a, quote, similar neighborhood commercial use. I don't know what you would actually call it on the permit, but I think there's potential for not calling something like that a convenience store.
Unfortunately, it meets the definition of a convenience store, though.
Okay.
So that's why we called it that.
Gotcha.
Could just be a commercial use. Is that what you're telling us, Andy?
Yeah, commercial use. Congrats
Okay.
on opening your commercial use.
No.
That's
Interesting.
what I was thinking during that.
Okay. Anything else, Mary or Andy?
Nothing from me.
Nope.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
A second.
Motion made by Mel, seconded by Jim. All of those in favor?
Aye.
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 We stand adjourned.
Thank
Bye,
you, everybody.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, we don't have a meeting next week, so have a nice week off. We'll see you the following week.
All right.
Cool.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye.